we're good.
Bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. This is episode 392. Fellas, everybody out there listening right now, the calendar's turned over. We are now in August. My wife came in the house last night after taking out the trash. I don't know why I wasn't doing it. But she goes, the leaves are falling.
What?
She says the leaves are falling.
No.
And Scotty goes, you're goddamn right they are, because football is almost here.
Football's right around the corner.
If you're at work right now, go to your closest peer, tap him on the shoulder, and just whisper, football's almost here. Because we're here, boys.
Football.
We're not here. I'm not gonna say we're there yet, because we're not.
It's so close that you're losing sleep.
Yeah.
You're losing sleep at this point, knowing like you're waking up in the middle of the night like, why can't I get a good night's sleep? It's because it's almost here.
Yeah. We're getting excited because we're going to say out loud.
What are you saying?
The Pro Football Hall of Fame game is this weekend. We're going back. Football's back. And it's like we're going to click on the TV and watch a few snaps, but it's not going to feel what we're ready to feel.
It is every bit of over the pants stuff when you watch Hall of Fame game. Every bit of it. So you're like, this is not truly what I want. You're giving me the idea of what I want, but at the end of the day, this is not the product I'm looking for.
Right.
But just the fact that I got grown men on the field, taking a snap, turbo set hut, having a couple of plays here and there, but how basic it is, the stars that you really want, they're on the sideline. That's where that over the pants stuff is going to start to happen with you.
That is an incredible analogy, because it's like you create the friction, but you're still going to go home a little disappointed.
Yeah. Like you're going to get calloused in the area you want to be least calloused in.
Yeah.
But it's going to make you better for September, October, November.
And you're going to swear to your boys like, hey, I think I'm experiencing blue balls. And people are like, oh, that's a myth. That's fake. And it's like, I think I got it right now.
I haven't slept in 3 days.
Yeah.
I haven't slept in 3 days. All because football's back.
I'm Will Compton. This is Taylor Lewan. Welcome to Bussin' with the Boys. We're presented by the FanDuel Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in America. And listen up. Big hits get even bigger with Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel. Customers choose their own reward every Tuesday to use on home run bets. So how will you play your game? Option 1, the bet reset. Use this on your wager and you'll get refunded in bonus bets if your bet loses. Option 2, a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the profit boost, and if it hits, that's extra winnings at no extra cost. Make your choice and the reward will be ready to use on your next home run bet. Just visit FanDuel.com/Bussin to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB.
William, you just talked about football being back. I saw the news this weekend with regards to the MLB, the LA Dodgers. People are up in arms about this is unfair. They're ruining the game of baseball. How could they? This is the torpedo bats 2.0 that the Yankees try to do. How it's just that there's an uproar taking place.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stand here. Just keep this in mind. This is not this is just something to keep in mind. I kind of mess with what the Dodgers are doing. I mess with it. You can hate it all you want, but at the end of the day, if you're trying to win championships, do whatever you can to win championships. You ain't got the funds to do it. Shame on you. Get a bigger bankroll, William.
I have a question. Like, the Dodgers are going to win the championship.
Yeah.
People are talking about they're renting him, they're not buying him. Like, I don't know shit about baseball.
Same.
Like, it also seems like people are mad. And if there's baseball sickos on the bus, like, please chime in. But it also seems like people are mad because the Dodgers made this move for 3 cats and no other team out there tried to compete with getting this guy in. To where they're almost trying to say, like, poor us, victim us. This is just another reason why the Dodgers are the best when every team could have had the ability to get this guy, this pitcher.
Nobody could afford him. Like, his contract he's such a good player. He literally won the Cy Young the last 2-3 years. He's the best pitcher in the game. Best pitcher in baseball. Nobody else can afford his contract. Only the Dodgers have the cap space. I mean, they're paying all of their players $1.1 billion.
Hey,
nice.
Like, Shohei Ohtani's contract is more than, like, the Pittsburgh Pirates' entire payroll. So like that's where people really get up in arms because nobody else can afford this caliber of players. And like that's where like the salary cap stuff comes in. And I was just in a bachelor party with a bunch of baseball guys, and they said there's going to be a lockout next year, especially with this happening. Like there's no. I think it's
because all
of
of the teams and players are upset with what the Dodgers are doing that they're just going to say, "Hey, we're locking out. We're not going to play."
It's just basically like a super team.
It's
like
unfair.
Just think of like the Pro Bowl game. All of the Pro Bowlers on one team.
Nice.
And then everybody else is just kind of has not mediocre players. There's still good players out there, but like the entire Pro Bowl team is just the AFC is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Texas Tech in the Big 12?
Yeah, Texas Tech in the Big 12. This is a parallel to football with the Sorsby situation in Texas Tech, where it's like, if we don't like what's happening in the game of baseball, change has to happen. But until the change happens, you take the rules, you use it to your advantage. And if you have the bankroll, the Dodgers are doing that thing. That's where I kind of sit there. I'm like, yeah, it's probably not great for the purists of baseball that like hate this, that the Dodgers are the clear runaway favorites that are probably going to win it all yet again. But if you want it to be different, we need to do the lockout. We need to do things. We had to have more structure, more of a salary cap, more of a PA type of situation take place where there's, a yin and yang, a balancing act that takes place between the MLB and the players. But it's like guys are getting paid. If one team can afford it, let my boy get his money. And then if we really hate it that much, it's on the players. It's on the community in baseball to go get it changed.
I think
it seems like the players don't want a CBA.
They don't want to cap it.
Why? You remember Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper was getting in the commissioner's face a couple months ago, like yelling. Yeah,
we should get him back on to kind of.
If there's a baseball guy out there right now clutching the pearls, getting pissed because they're like, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
We don't know what we're talking about.
You're right. And I would love to see an entire monologue of you breaking this down.
Yeah.
Ryan may be able to
in the comments.
It's also just tough for like the smaller market teams where like everybody obviously in the league wants to stay competitive, but it's like if you're the Tampa Bay Rays or the Oakland Athletics, it's like it's damn near impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. You're like Mitch was saying, Shohei's contract is more than the entire Rays, the Athletics, etc. payroll, and it's just you have no opportunity to compete. So it's like, why are we even playing this game if we don't have the chance to win? So I think everybody, franchise-wise at least, is kind of trying to gear towards that salary cap because then it kind of equals the playing field and makes everything more fair.
They need oil money.
They need oil money. They need Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
That's who they need. They need some guy. And
Cody Campbell.
That's what they need.
Think about it like every year at the NFL and not so much college, but the NFL, like the parody that goes on every single year. Like the Ravens last year were bad, and we thought they were going to be great.
You got the salary cap.
There's zero parity in baseball. The Dodgers have won or have been in the World Series the last like 4 or 5 years and have won like back to back and going for their third. So it's like, oh, we know the Dodgers are going to win. Why bother watching?
Yeah, I can understand that. But if you want
for
to
the
change,
product of the game,
in my opinion, for things to change, they have to get so egregious that it's clear to even the people that don't know a lot about baseball. This is, if it's coming across my desk, is just clearly big enough in baseball to where things need to be changed. That's why I go back to the Sorsby thing. Like everyone's so mad about the landscape of college football in the NIL world. Things like that have to happen in order for true change to take place. That's why we need the balancing act. We have to go one way real far for people to really take notice and then bring it back to the center and figure out where it's all at. You were talking about a monologue. You want people to break down this entire situation. If they were going to come on Bussin with the Boys and they're going to figure out a way to reach us, to give us that monologue, where would they go, William?
They go to the comment section, whether on YouTube or Spotify, we're everywhere.
Got you.
We have one here from our good friend Josh Bate. He left a comment last week with his episode that he did a really nice job with. I dedicate this episode to Will Compton. Miss you, friend. Miss you every day.
That's got to make you feel good.
Absolutely. Anytime you see Josh Bate throwing a compliment your way, it always feels good. It makes the heart feel warm. Because, your boy a week ago on this day, your boy was down bad.
Yep.
Your boy was down bad. I had strep throat. Josh was, playing around on his little podcast saying that I'm vaccinated now.
Which is true.
I plead the fifth.
Got you. Fair enough.
I
Smart.
respect the Constitution.
That's your constitutional right.
My counsel. I plead the fifth.
Yes.
But your boy was down fucking bad, dude. I'm talking 103 fever. I mean, my tonsils felt like I had a knife in my throat. Chills, the shakes. When I went to a walk-in clinic on Sunday, because it just like jumped on me. Like Saturday night, Scotty woke up a few times. I was like, okay, this is a sign that it could be a bad night. Wake up around 4 a.m. and kind of feel like a slight headache. I feel my throat a little bit. And then by that afternoon, bro, I'm talking the fever was up. it was just all happening. So I hit a clinic right before 6 o'clock, right before kind of everything closed. And I'm sitting there and they do the swabs. I'm like, they're gagging me with scraping the back of my throat. They're doing the COVID test. They're doing everything.
They're touching the back.
Yeah, they're touching the back. And then it takes like 30 minutes for these tests to go through. And I'm sitting there just on the table, bro, like shivering. Shorts, t-shirt. I have to walk out like, hey, do we have any update? Like I'm dying.
Sounds like gout, dude. Sounds like gout.
And fortunately, like the clinic had antibiotics there that I could start then. Because then obviously I was thinking about the entire week we had ahead. Training camp was happening. Training camp tour was happening. Obviously bus with Josh. That's when I started hitting you guys up. I'm like, there's two newborns. Like I have strep. Once he goes, you're positive for strep. I was like, oh fuck, it's over, man.
Game's over.
Yeah, it's over.
And when
this ain't no 24-hour fling. Like this thing's fucking me up.
Right. This is a relationship that's about to take place with you in the throat.
Yeah.
The thing that I ought to give Will a lot of credit for is even in his horrible moments of having 103-degree fever, the shivers that were multiplying for him, and he was losing control, he was still trying to find a way to make it to the shop. I took a step back and I was like, buddy, do not come. There was like a 4 p.m. text that took place on Sunday. And he's like, hey, bad news. I have X, Y, and Z taking place. I'm going to try to get a good sleep and make it the next day.
But I'm ready to die for the fucking boys.
At this point, I've got like a single-digit-day-old child, and I'm like, do not get near me. I love the fact that...
I did bring that up, though.
I know, you did.
I did bring that up. I know you clump up newborns.
Will's thinking like, I don't want to let the boys down because work has to be done. And if there's work to be done, Will Compton's obviously going to answer the bell every single time. There is no tomorrow when it comes to Will Compton. There is no tomorrow.
Your best ability is availability. The moment you're not seen, the moment somebody takes your job. Training camp is in full right now. It's full right now.
It's full
go right now, dude.
So the boy's like down. I'm like, hey, do not come. This is your pass. Please, for the love of God, do not come to the shop.
They texted me and said, hey, you're doing me a favor. Stay the fuck home, man.
Yeah. And you could feel it in his voice too. Like, it's not FOMO. It's the, hey, we do this show together.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I hold my end of the bargain when it comes to the show. And it's like, you're holding your end of the bargain by not killing my child. I don't want these things to take place.
In my head, it's doubt. Like anytime people are sick, there's a part of doubt that I have. It's like, how sick are you?
I know.
So I'm just
Jared
like,
knows.
hey, I'm down.
It's annoying as shit.
Yeah, I'm down bad, but I'll come ready to go.
Dude, and it couldn't have came at a better time because like it was the day before or 2 days before that you texted me. And I have a always optimistic outlook on most things that take place. I'm a hope for the best, prepare for the best kind of guy. I use optimism as it bites me in the ass sometimes, but something was happening with the baby. And Taylin takes a deep breath and kind of looks out the window of her house and goes, your carelessness is going to get this baby sick. Just says it to God. She doesn't say it to me. She just says it out in the ether. And literally the next day, I get the text from Will, and I was like, "This is my op."
Yeah,
to show.
I'm gonna show Taylor
that I'm gonna be that guy. And I was like, "Hey, just so you know, like Will didn't come, and mostly that's on you because you said that comment to me, and because of that, it resonated." So the boy was down for most of the week. You didn't show up until Wednesday.
I didn't show up till we got to Vegas on Wednesday because I was flirting with the idea of getting in for Chargers. And then we got on FaceTime.
We got on FaceTime. I wasn't wearing any clothes, and I was about to jump at the shower. I see that. We talked for about 20 minutes. Yeah. He goes, you want to finish beating? Go ahead and call me back. I go, it ain't that party right now.
Finish. Go ahead. Man.
Yeah, you want exactly. But you're probably wondering, hey, Chargers. What do you mean? Where were you guys at? The training camp tour took place last week. Round of the pause for the Rams, the Chargers, and the Las Vegas Raiders, bringing us into their building. Absolutely incredible time. The hospitality, one of one as always. We started at the Rams, which is coming out. You'll see those interviews today that your boy ran solo, followed by the Chargers the next day. And then Will Compton.
The next week. Chargers are next week.
Yeah. With the next day of last week after we did the Rams, went to the Chargers. And then the following day, went to the Raiders. Those will come out these next 3 weeks. Rams, Sean McVay, Les Snead. We had Davante Adams, Trent McDuffie. We watched a little walkthrough. Guys, I'm just going to be honest. I walked out in that field. Got to see the boy Ty Simpson. Got to see Blake Corum, who had some fun words for you. I
love Blake Corum.
You were just punching air from your bed in your hospital bed, waiting to see if you could get back at him. But dude, it was just nice to see football taking place. Seeing a bunch of young bucks out there, 93 guys, hoping to keep a dream alive, knowing that it's going to get cut down basically damn near in half. But their blood, sweat, and tears just in camp and ready to go.
I was my hopes from my bedroom. because I had this type of optimism when we were going to go out to the Rams.
Yeah.
Was that was just going to be the day Aaron Donald was just going to show up. Yeah. And we get a quick conversation with him. He's coming back.
Yeah.
Like there's zero doubt in my mind.
I
don't know if
agree.
you've seen interviews. There's even been interviews to where this gentleman was talking with Coach McVay, and he was like, look, I'm going to ask you questions. You don't have to answer. I want to see your body language. I want to see your reaction through your body, through your facial expressions. And he was asking about Aaron Donald, and it's all over McVay. And then he even asked, like, is he going to be able to play to the level he's capable of playing if he comes back? Sean Brake's character, he's like, this is one I have to answer. Like, Aaron Donald would not come back unless he felt like he could be who he once was, or at least close to what he once was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I need to know. Like, Aaron Donald's coming back. It's going to be Myles Garrett. It's going to be Aaron Donald. You got Fisk. You got Young.
You might have to Vita Vea.
I mean,
rumors.
People are talking out there.
Yeah, there's rumors. A lot of people in the West Coast talking about grabbing Vita Vea. But we'll just focus on the Rams for now.
Yeah, but then we also came to realization. Won't give anything away.
Okay.
The Vita Vea could just be this is just him doing a move. It's him doing a move because he wants a new contract.
This is the Myles Garrett. Yep.
The big boys on the
Max
interior
Crosby.
of the D-line, they're making so much more money than him that he's posturing in a way to where he's trying to get a new contract out of Tampa Bay.
Right, and then all of a sudden something
Not
happens
actually
at Tampa
wanting
Bay.
to get traded.
His thing is, I've always loved Tampa. This was never what I wanted to have happen, but I'm lucky we got to a point where I get to be a Buccaneer for life, so on and so forth. The same game plan takes place. I'll say this. I know you haven't heard the interviews yet, but if you have any questions of whether or not Aaron Donald is going to be a part of the Los Angeles Rams, this is a great interview with Les Snead to listen to.
Ooh.
It's a great interview, and that's all I'm going to really say about that, because you're going to see it, I believe, in the first 50 minutes of this episode when Les and I sit down. He was the first interview we did that day. Let's hit a couple more callbacks from last week's episode of Josh Pate real quick. This one comes from Luke O'Neill, 333. Clay and Delaney straight to Commissioner Pate. What have we done to deserve this amazing honor? It's football season.
We were just back-to-back, just
Back-to-back
cutting our
bros.
teeth into the cloth of Bussin with the Boys.
Yes.
With
It's
Delaney
nice.
and Clay on, then Pate on. You feel it. We got the locker room coming again this year. The NFL version with Clay and Delaney, that's happening. We got a fun little gamified version that we're working out on the show. Josh Pate's back with college football. A lot of alleged rumors that you guys spoke about last week. Josh has spoke about on the show last night. This one right here from J_Sati 5 days ago. Fridays with the Frat Boys on ESPN. Sign me up.
Yeah.
That's all alleged. That's a working title.
That's a working title. But if we were to have a show, that would probably make the short list.
Yeah, especially based on everybody's kind of reaction to the alleged rumors.
Right. And there are alleged rumors at a weird time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird things taking place in the mainstream
There was
media
some
world.
positivity, but god damn, people are mean out there.
They're mean. They're nasty. But hey, just keep walking and keep watching and keep being nasty, you know?
Yeah. Not that it's happening, but I'm thinking if it was happening, hey, give it a shot.
Right.
Man. What are we doing with all this negative bullshit?
And it all goes back to what Sherm said about 4 or 5 weeks ago. When people are nasty, it's because we miss football.
They miss football.
And if we get to the fall and allegedly this show happens on Fridays, and if it's at location of these big games taking place and you want a pregame before the tailgate, I think this might be a huge opportunity for you to really dive into some fun football. Bunch of bros hanging out, having a good time, where you're like, I can't believe I'm having so much fun while learning a couple things along the way. And that's all I'll say, because it's all allegedly. But you guys know I'm a big brainstorm guy.
You're a big brainstorm guy.
I'm a big brainstorm. I like to have fun.
A good game day eve.
A good game day eve.
All speculation.
Something not alleged.
What is this?
Something confirmed.
Netflix hires 2 former Rams players as an analyst for Australia game. That's fun.
One of which, Clay Matthews.
No way.
Clay
Shut up, Clay.
Matthews and Nick Foles.
Clay
Netflix
Matthews.
calling the game in Australia.
I'll say this: the bun is making a big comeback right now. Clay Matthews,
the man bun is
stepping
making a
into the
comeback.
world of football is just absolutely beautiful to see.
Should we send somebody
Well-spoken
with
man,
Clay?
handsome boy. Like it's going to be awesome to see this man.
A good
do his
duo
thing.
too. Big fan of Nick Foles as well.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He's
With
probably-
a hog on him.
Yeah. With the hog on him.
Yeah.
Big Dick Nick and Saint Nick,
Yeah.
2 of the best nicknames that can be put together
Yeah.
ever.
Should we send somebody with Clay?
I don't know.
If he lets us, you know how Clay.
Yeah.
You know how
Depends
Clay
what the
can
fee
go.
is, for Clay.
Yeah.
Depends what Clay's fee is to have somebody go to Melbourne with him.
Hey, if you like good Clay Matthews stories,
this interview with
That's
Davante
right,
Adams,
dude. That's a good pull
it
too.
features a very good old school story of Davante as a rookie meeting Clay Matthews in his maybe 6th or 7th year or something like
Just
that.
in the cut with Clay Matthews in his prime.
And just to say this without giving anything away, Clay Matthews has not changed in 15 years.
Yep.
That's a clean take.
That's
Kevin's
a
Natural
Kevin's
Foods
Natural
clean
Foods
take.
clean take. I like that.
All right.
Yeah, Clay's been he's on a little bit of a move right now. He's on a
On
little
a heater.
he's
Some would
he
say
has
it's
it's
a
kind of
heater.
moving.
Motion.
What you got to say about
The
Clay,
white
man?
boy's got some motion, man.
You got a little bit taking place right now. A little bit
Also,
taking
if
place.
we're talking about the Rams, we cannot go on without mentioning the name Tron.
God, thank you.
Bring up
Thank
Tron.
you,
Break down
Jack.
Tron. Break down Tron.
You're talking about Latron. So Latron, we pull in. I think we're at a airport hotel, right? The first night we get into this van. Our driver, he doesn't say a whole lot, but he's got an energy about him that's like we kind of mess with this guy. We drive to Loyola. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah,
Loyola University. We get off and we're starting to get set up. We're finding the right place to park. And JP brings it up. He's like, maybe we should bring our driver around instead of him just sitting in the bus. They just have him come with us. Latron ended up being our driver. He goes by Tron, and for the whole entire time we were in LA, not only with the Rams but also with the Chargers, he drove us and went everywhere with us.
So not only he was your driver, he was your friend.
He was our friend.
Security guard.
Security.
Yeah, he
brother,
he
doing
ended up telling
everything.
people like on
Anything,
day
everything.
2, he's like, I'm their driver / security guard. And the dude was awesome. He went to dinner. We went to multiple lunches with him. The guy was great to be around. He was a good energy. So
Great
shout out
vibes.
Latron. And I'll tell you what, we're driving back from the Chargers on our way to Vegas. And he just breaks down this 5-minute monologue, giving me and the rest of the boys like massive compliments to the point where like, you're sitting back and you're like, I gotta get out of this uncomfortable feeling because he is being super kind the way we treated him.
Yeah.
But the energy by this guy, he had you floating on a cloud, dude.
He was deep too.
He was deep.
He really got you in your feels.
Right.
A conversationalist. It was something about him that we wanted him to go to Vegas with us as well. Didn't work out.
Didn't work out. We
That would've
almost
been
brought
peak,
him
dude.
with
Would have
us.
been awesome.
I'll say this, and I will speak for Jared. There was a moment at dinner the first night after the Rams where we had like a fun conversation of like, what's something about you that nobody, like people wouldn't assume. So we start going around the room. Guys are having more difficulty.
Great question.
Yeah, but we start answering for other people. Latron, obviously we don't know him. He goes, one of the things that people would know about me being from Compton, blah, 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 I get deep really fast, and I probably need to work on that, not getting deep. And then he goes on a 10-minute monologue about like
He
just
got
being deep. He got super
very
deep.
deep.
We were in the deep end with him real quick, and we walked away. I remember going to bed and then seeing the group chat. Jared was like, "How about Latron?" That was amazing. Guy's incredible. So we got a little deep with Latron as well.
Oh, I love that.
He's unbelievable.
What was the deepest thing he spoke about?
He's talking about destiny, right? And your purpose.
Space.
Yeah, well, so he's from Compton, California, but his whole vibe and what he likes to do is like furniture design, jewelry, just things you wouldn't assume the normal Compton man to be a part
right?
of.
Stereotypical Compton man.
But he said, he's still from kind of like the gutter is what he was saying, but he's very creative and just kind of like, I think he was just more intuitive than anything. He just spoke very freely, just had a lot on his heart and wasn't afraid to explain who he was at the core of him as a man.
One of his legendary quotes was being like, "I'm into fashion and shoes and furniture," and then I believe he pivoted real quick and goes, "Don't get it twisted. I'm on that hetero shit though."
Latron.
I was like, "All right, hey, listen, whatever you want, brother. You can do it. You're the man. Do whatever you got to do." So overall, Tron was he was an incredible dish for the boys in California.
Tron was a vegetarian, and like fuck our waiter. Our waiter at dinner was giving him the hardest time about ordering like anything vegetarian. Like he was like, "Oh, can I get this pasta just with no shrimp in it?" And he's like, "No, you can't. Like there's shit." Like he was just like, he's like, all you can get is like this one salad. He's just being like a dick for no reason.
Yeah.
The
It's
not
most
on-
like uppity place. That you
If it's not on the
definitely-
menu, you can't order it. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, bro.
That's
It
crazy.
was-
What are you doing these things in the microwave? Do these like frozen lunches you're putting in there?
Maybe want
Yeah.
to leave.
Food
I said,
was
don't
incredible.
fuck with
though.
Tron. Like
Food
that.
did hit
Food
hard.
was great. The biggest
sushi?
mistake we made, though, maybe the entire trip was Tron was parking the van for us, so he was about 15 minutes behind us. We had ordered some appetizers for the table. We know that he's a vegetarian, and he's very strict on it. We ordered probably 7-8 appetizers. Every single dish had meat in it.
Yeah.
Everyone. And he
Yeah.
shows up, and obviously he's not making a deal about it, but we're like, oh, man.
We
like,
messed up.
we should have done something for you in this moment. And then it kind of snowballed into the waiter being like, there is no vegetarian options really. So it kind of was it hurt us, it hurt him, but you never heard him complain once about it.
Not
And
once.
that's who Tron was.
It's gotta be a tough beat too. Him just putting you guys on cloud 9 the entire drive, and then to show up at a restaurant, my man can't even get some grub.
Shit pissed me off.
Yeah. He asked also the first day when we were like, hey, do you want to roll with us? I think his first question was, do you mind if I change my shoes? I was like, yeah, you can change into whatever you want. And I was rocking the Chucks. He came out in his Chucks. I was like, oh, they're just in the back of your car. He goes, yeah. So he had these dress shoes on that he had to wear, I assume, for work.
Yeah, he's trying to be a
Came out in
pro.
the Chucks.
Trying to be a pro.
Trying to be a pro.
He wasn't like a big football guy either, and that's
No.
not like me discrediting him. He was very honest about that. So like at one point we were talking about Myles Garrett. He's like, "Who's Myles Garrett?" We're like, "Okay, this is the level. Like you aren't really in this world
At all.
But he was so ready to be a part of every single installation we did with the Rams and Chargers.
Yeah.
Did you follow up? Did you ask him for a take on Baker Mayfield's contract situation?
I think we missed that one.
Yeah, we did miss
So much
that.
going on.
Oh, you don't know Myles Garrett? What do you think about Baker Mayfield's pressers last week?
He almost worked out in the hotel gym with them.
Yeah.
Literally.
He ended up bailing on that, but that's
he,
okay.
He, like I don't know if he didn't have clothes or something, but like they invited him. I wasn't working out.
Yeah,
but
how do we feel about Baker Mayfield not getting a contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I think it is. We get to watch hardball being played in real time.
Yeah.
You don't really get that a lot. Like Baker, it sounds like from what I've seen, listened to, and read, I want to say Schefter might have been on McAfee or something like that, saying that they offered him a 2-year deal and it was north of 50 because Baker was alluding to, I want to say somebody asked him, like, was it 50? And he said no. But Schefty's coming out and saying like he did get offered a 2-year deal over 50 per year annually. The reason Baker wouldn't want to take that is he sees himself as a franchise quarterback. He's earned it. 3 years there. He's thrown for over 12,000 yards, 90 plus touchdowns. Like the dude has been a stud for Tampa Bay, and they could use like a consistent piece at quarterback at that franchise. They haven't really had one. And the reason if you're Baker, you wouldn't take that. So here's what's probably going to happen. They're probably going to franchise tag him after this year because Tampa Bay doesn't want to get rid of him. They're just being smart by trying to offer him. They know they have 2 franchise tags on him. Kirk Cousins was in the same situation in Washington.
Right.
Toward next year, franchise tag is going to be $46 million. The second year, they have another franchise tag they can put on him. That's going to be like 56 or 57. Annually, that works out. Baker, in his mind, I'm already getting over $100 million the next 2 years based on franchise tags alone. So why would he take a 3rd-year extension that sits in that same kind of vicinity of 50-something million dollars? He's wanting a longer-term deal. But I bet Tampa doesn't move on it because Tampa's got him for 2 more years. That'll be 5 years that they've had Baker Mayfield. They'll kind of see, how he operates now that Mike Evans is gone and just the roster that he has now. But I enjoy it because you get to see the hardball being played out in real time because Baker, most quarterbacks aren't out there kind of bitching about the contract situation at the start of training camp.
Yeah.
Usually it's very much like we're trying to work something out. Baker's sitting there being very vocal. I gave him a deadline. You know how the deadline game, or you've been in these spots.
There's a deadline till there's not a deadline.
Yeah. But Baker's saying like, no, I gave them a deadline for training camp. Deadline's passed, so we're not talking.
He's like, we're all ball now. That's what we're focused on is all ball. I understand the back and forth and the play for Schefter. He probably got a text from somebody at the up front office of the Tampa Bay saying this is kind of the contract we gave him. Structure
Let it
the
leak a
way you
little
put
bit.
it out like this.
Yeah.
Because that's what's taking place. Here's what I understand the business part of it, and I love kind of the back and forth chess that's taking place. But if you're going to mess with people, it shouldn't be your franchise quarterback, because Baker being the first overall pick for Cleveland, bringing them to the playoffs for the first time in forever, bouncing around a little bit, showing up at the Rams on a Thursday, having 48 hours and having a 2-minute drive to win the game. Like, he's done a lot of stuff to kind of re-spark his career, and then finds a home at Tampa, where I think the first 6 games last year he had 4 last drive wins, or
This
however
without
you phrase
Evans
that.
too. And Golladay several games.
And he had a bunch of injuries taking place. He was injured and still willed his team to win some early games that really shaped the season in the NFC South. So if I'm Tampa, I need to understand that continuity, leadership, and the organization is always going to be on the quarterback. So just make your quarterback happy, even if you can see structurally, we know that we have him these next 2 years for around the same price as we offered him. Give him the longer contract, and that's when you start to bring pieces in from like a free agency standpoint, being like, this is going to be your quarterback. This is what his strengths are, his weaknesses. Because Baker, ever since showing up at Tampa, has shown that he has the capability to go get yourself a trophy. So I'm in the camp of we got to pay Baker Mayfield. We got to get that done. If you're going to do the negotiation and the contract work and all that, let's not do it with the biggest piece of your puzzle, which is the quarterback piece.
It sounds like, and again, I'm guessing on this part, but Baker's probably wanting at least, what, a 4 or 5 year deal?
Yeah, you want some sort of longevity. You want some security
But
to
if
know
you're
that for the next
Tampa,
3 years.
Why would you?
Because you have a quarterback that is talented and good enough to bring you a Lombardi trophy. And if you have that piece, you pay your quarterback, you give him what he needs. Now you can go out and get other pieces of it. You get to play with this guy for the next however many years. This is what we signed him for.
Yeah.
You need the head of the snake in order to function at 100%. And if you have one guy who's getting, in his opinion, fucked, he's feeling some type of way towards the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good leader. He's going to be all ball, but everyone's going to know if you pull him into a corner and you're like, how do we feel? He's going to be pissed off with the situation. And you don't want your strongest leader getting into those small groups in the locker room or the lunch table saying X, Y, and Z. Because once those things happen, that's cancer. If you have one guy who is in a leadership position, who's been there for a while, if you have one guy that's kind of spitting that venom throughout the facility, it can hurt the entire team that way. So that's where it's like Vita Vea, he wants to get a trade. He's at the same team. He's at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can understand the game taking place. Vita, I think they should still pay him. Obviously, we're going to get in a salary cap situation. Then you're paying both those guys. But when it comes to the quarterback, it's like take care of your number one guy first. And then it's on Baker to kind of go towards the Kirk Cousins role of how do we structure these contracts so it can trickle down for everybody else. So it's like there's a bit of a yin and yang taking place. I always lean on the fact that let's pay our boy. Let's get our boy paid and make sure that we have the continuity of this team and this franchise so we feel really good about it.
Clean take.
That's Kevin's Natural Foods clean
That's
take.
it. No, that's a clean take. That's a clean take. I would love for Baker to get paid. I'm just thinking if you're the Tampa Bay, like no matter what, Baker can be as pissed as he wants to be in this situation, but he's still going to have to go out there and deal. You can't sit in it too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't like just start creating this cancerous or toxic or the quarterback's pissed off. They're not going to give a shit. If you don't go out there and perform, he's still messing with his money. You know what I mean? Like he's still, even if they have him trapped for like a 2-year franchise tag and he's wanting to get this longer term franchise quarterback type deal, no matter what, you're still going to have to go out there and play to that level.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a part of you that's almost pissed off that you have to play that level because you're like, they fucking got me.
Yeah, but Baker, we've seen him since his time in Oklahoma. He's the type of guy that has that delusional chip on his shoulder where a guy says one thing that could be taken as a positive or a negative. He's going to take it as a negative and use it as motivation to prove that individual wrong. You just don't want the motivation for him to be the franchise he's playing for. He's going to go ball out this year. That's, to me, a without question, and he's going to prove it to himself. But as he does that, it's going to make the contract negotiation more difficult on the back end because of the Kirk Cousins situation that we've seen a few years ago. He's going to get franchise tagged a couple of times. Kirko, who is not as like open and verbal about his feelings, he kind of keeps a more traditional quarterback. Baker's going to be like, no, fuck you guys. I did this. Now you have to pay me more. The price tag of yesterday is different than what it is today.
Yeah.
And it's time to pay a little bit more now. In my opinion, it's like now's the time you get them. And if you're Baker, think about
I'm with you on that. It's like you can look at the top 10 quarterbacks and plug him in there, whether it's 55 a year over the next few years or 4 years,
right? And
you're still making a good decision.
Because if you're Tampa, what are your options? You go pay a guy the price that Baker probably wants in 2 years, and then you're in the same spot, but with a different quarterback with a different skill set.
There'll be quarterbacks making like 70 in a few years.
Exactly. Or you go in the draft, you hope a guy's great, and then you have 3-4 years to kind of put big pieces around him and just pray to God you got yourself a Mahomes. And it's like, let's just go with the guy we know is already a talent.
You got a franchise guy right now in the house.
And if I'm Baker, it's like, just look at his career that we kind of like very loosely and quickly broke down about being the first overall pick, bouncing around all that. Like, I'm sure he, in his brain, still has there's some assholes out there that think I am a bust.
No
and
doubt.
by getting this contract that I want, it finally shoves it up their ass that like, I am the guy I always thought I was, and you guys were always wrong about me. There's always going to be that aspect. And until that big dollar figure comes, there's always going to be something for the haters kind of hang their hat on and be like, oh, you still haven't, they still don't trust you, still giving you a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of, from the outside looking in, fun entertainment to watch and take place here. But if I'm Tampa, it's like, in my opinion, the longer you wait on this guy, the more expensive he's going to be, to the point where it's like, then you have a cousin situation where you have to let him go.
And the more weird kind of damage you're doing for your team. Like, yeah, on the outside, it's entertaining to watch. But
Yeah.
as those pressers are coming out last week, in the first week of training camp, I'm thinking, fuck, man, it doesn't sound good out in Tampa Bay right now.
And this is the point of the year where we talked about right as we started, like, dude, it's back. We got ball back.
Yeah.
Everyone's starting to, even though baseball's in the meat of things, a lot of sports are about to start up, and it's like everyone's just so like, what's going on with football? The last thing any of these 32 franchises want is that type of publicity where they have one of their star players, their star player, who's upset with the organization. You want all the good PR in the world because you have 32 teams right now going, we could hoist the trophy this year. Delusional, real, not real, all of it is in play, but everybody has the same hopes and dreams. And if you're a Tampa Bay fan, you're not thinking, man, what if we do X, Y, and Z this year because we have these pieces, we've done this. It's like, oh, shit. Baker Mayfield's upset about his contract. Now this has to be a conversation that's taking away from what's our end goal, and that's the host of the trophy.
Yeah, all the fans and people are going to care about is, hey, what's going on with Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers right now?
Yeah.
In the front office.
Absolutely.
You saw potential 2026 all-white receiver, Ricky Pearsall. He dropped last week.
Is he all white?
Oh, yeah. What you talking about?
I don't know. He played at Florida.
Because he's
always
got
seems
some
like he's got a
juice.
little
What
bit
boy's
of
got
tan.
some motion.
He's got a little motion, and that's my bad.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
good.
see color, so it's a little more difficult for me to
Yeah, I know you
differentiate.
don't. I know
It's
you
difficult for me to do that.
But no, they shut him down. It
Heartbreaking.
seems like he's going to get surgery now.
Yeah, he's got was a repair of an ACL?
PCL.
Will,
PCL. Okay, he's
had
got the
this-
pickle.
You had
Yes.
the same injury, right? And
Yes,
you didn't-
PCL.
You didn't miss any time.
Oh, I was back on the field 9 days,
9
thanks
days.
to some help of a couple doctors. But when I was listening, because everybody's coming after.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, never mind.
You got
My
the
bad.
substation. You got all the things that go on kind of around the Niners. You got the Ayuk situation. How's the front office? How do they handle all of these situations? And I see a lot of people coming after. John Litch kind of spoke on it like, hey, they decided, the doctors, everybody decided they weren't going to operate on his knee, his torn PCL after the season last year, that he would make progress and get better throughout the season. Obviously, swelling and stuff has kind of messed it up to where now he's going to officially go on season-ending IR. I think he's getting surgery now, but everybody's kind of coming after the San Francisco 49ers organization because they're like, oh, this is another mishandling of this situation. He should have got surgery a long time ago. And I'm sitting there, it's like, as somebody who tore their PCL and knows a little bit about the PCL, I was surprised when I was advised or saying like, oh, no, you don't usually get surgery on your PCL because it's the thickest tendon, all the blood flow to it. Like it usually, the majority of the time, like a high possibility, not like 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, like a high probability that your knee is going to be okay. Troy Polamalu tore his PCL early in his career, played on it the rest of his career.
Yeah.
When I say John Lynch alluded to, he tore his PCL. Like people who tear their PCL, they don't usually get surgery. So everybody that's kind of losing their mind over if they should have got surgery, they kind of mishandled this situation. Nah, I mean, it seems like it just kind of didn't. It seems like Pearsall kind of just got unlucky with swelling and everything kind of going on in his knee because it is rare. You can look this up. You can AI it, use whatever use whatever
Jump on the
software
claw,
you
let 'em know.
want. But it is rare to get PCL surgery.
Yeah, it's very different from like the meniscus, right? 'Cause you brought up all the blood flow that takes place. A lot of times when you have
Right.
more circulation in the area of the joint that is injured, that's where the body can kind of heal and repair itself.
Yeah.
As opposed to the meniscus, there's not a lot of blood flow there. So you see a lot of these players, they tear the meniscus, they'll cut it out right away. Long-term issues with that, but also you can get back on the field relatively quickly.
People could also like fall to with the acronym of PCL because you got ACL, that gets surgery no matter what. MCL gets surgery no matter what. And you also hear PCL. So people are probably like, oh, why didn't he get surgery or why didn't they fix his knee in the offseason? It's like, no, it is rare to get surgery on your PCL.
Dude, it sucks. You always want to see the players do well. And it seems like he's had, I mean, not only injuries, but the boy, he's had some off the field. He got shot one time, I think his rookie year. And it's like,
Ricky.
bro.
Come on.
And it's like one of those guys, man, you're like, what if, right? Because is he on the 49ers next year? What is his contract look like? Because he was a second, third round pick guy. He wasn't a first round pick guy. He was earlier in that top 3 rounds where you're like, this guy's got a lot of potential taking place. He had a lot of success at the Florida Gators. We want to see this guy elevate and motivate, but at the same time, it's like, do the 49ers move on next year? Because there is not
They moved on quick. They got Debo back on the roster.
Debo back on the
Signed
roster.
Debo immediately. Look at this video. It's
Mike
why
Evans.
am I drawing?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans and Debo Samuel running routes. Look how, you know what I mean? Let's just tinfoil hats on right now.
Right, sure.
You see how massive that substation is in the background?
Yeah, I see it.
Not, again, Just tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat.
You watch this video, it is a
All of this
city.
is allegedly
It's
right
a
now.
city of a
Yeah.
substation back
That's
there.
powering all of San Francisco, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That thing is
yeah,
powering
man.
all of it. I know, man. I know there's a couple players out there that don't love it. If you have any metal in that body, you got the weird magnet thing going on. Something could happen.
We got to hit a training camp out there.
Yeah, well, with the way we're talking, we're not going to be able to go see a training camp out there.
No question. I'm just thinking about the injuries that I've had. I would love to just be out there for a few hours and just see and just feel what's going on.
Is there swelling in the knee? What takes place with that back of yours?
Yeah.
L5, S1.
The pin I got in my foot.
Yeah.
Like, let me see if it acts up. And I feel like I have like some arthritis.
Speaking of pin, do you mind if I put a pin on this and take this negative town and turn it right around to positive town?
Please do.
Rippin' with the Boys is now in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Rippin' with the Boys. It started with a little whisper of a dream. I pull Clumpy Baby and Compton to the side. I believe it was like late March. I was like, hey, something about this Rippin' card game. I'm really into the Pokemon. I can see myself getting into football as well. I like to do this. I like to see what this world is all about, not knowing that I was getting into an absolute monster of a category when it comes to people's hobbies and loves. They obviously were like, hey, full support, whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. We start doing some Instagram lives. Pokemon cards, start ripping the football cards. I don't know what's going on, but I see that traction is starting to take place. The community starts to grow. People are starting to love it. And we all kind of started with the ability to give back to the fans. Year of the Fan 2026. How do we go take some of these things that are of high value that people love and just give it to them? Hey, thank you for supporting Bussin' with the Boys all these years. Thank you for giving us the ability to do these training camp tours, the spring tours, all these alleged possible shows that are taking place are because of the fans. And as it's grown, other people have been like, we love what you're doing. How do we fund and get into this? Enter courtyard.io. They do.
How do you make it real?
How do you make it real? Hey, we want to see what this is. We have this cool app. You go ahead and rip it. We'll buy it back from you at 90%. You can also put it back on the marketplace. You only got $25. Great. We got to rip for that. You want to spend a little bit more because you like thrill shopping that much. Here's a $5,000 pack and everything in between. So they start going in. I look at the boys and go, hey, this feels real. And I'm a guy that I like doing things, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't really feel like doing that anymore. I love to, I'm a shotgun theory type of guy.
Yeah, it's a shit or get off the pot type of vibe.
That's what when it comes to me. I learned very quickly that I love it. I'm all about it. I can see this hobby being a part of not only the Bussin universe, but the Lewan universe as well, where I see my kids buying into it. So then the conversation take place is like, where do we put this? Enter Rippin' with the Boys. All right. New logo. That's now on YouTube. We have it on all of our socials.
Go subscribe.
It's kind of been sitting there, a little bit dormant. I think we're right around the 5,000, 6,000 follower mark on Twitter and Instagram. I don't tick nor do I talk, so I have no idea what is happening on that side of the social media campaign. But even the YouTube, we're starting to get close to 1,000 subscribers. But it's like, who is going to be the head of the snake that's going to help me embrace this world, learn more about this world, and have fun giving back to the fans? We go on this elaborate search. Who are we going to grab? And we found the individual.
You know it.
We found the individual.
What's
Jack
going
Coleman
on,
enters the
fellas?
chat.
What's going on?
Yeah, the boy.
The
Let's go.
Barstool Pipeline.
This company we used to work with, love that company, everything about it. Enter this individual who wants to come in. I'm thinking to myself, do we want another guy? Who is this guy? He gets fired from the Kirk Minahan show, or he doesn't get fired. He just kind of moves on. Left.
Thank you.
Goes and does his own thing. He's part of the
Agreed to
Rippin'
part
program.
ways.
I don't know what to expect from this individual. He comes in with the interview. It's me, Beeman, and Clump. We sit there, we talk to him, and he gets off the call, and it's like, we got to fucking have this guy. He's all
it seemed
about
like
it.
Coleman was a no-brainer.
He was a no-brainer.
Today's day one.
Day one.
Rippin' history today.
Right now, August
Right
3rd,
here.
taking place. And so, buddy, I just love, go ahead and give a breakdown. Where are you from? How old are you? What are your love? What are your favorite things to rip in the entire world? What can you see happen with Rippin' the Boys?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, it's going to the moon. Everything in sports is going towards cards. We just saw the National this past week. How many, it took over the timeline.
I think the father and son duo tried stealing a $15,000
$15,000
card.
I saw
They
the
got
orange
them
shirt
on
guy.
tape. They got them on tape.
Yeah.
So no one's messing around. I'm Coleman, though. So excited to be here. It's Jack Coleman, but, by day 3, you're going to know me as Coleman. That's how it always goes. I'm from Jersey Shore. If you think of the show, that's me right there. I'm 26, and let's say card-wise, right now, I'm loving the resurgence hits that we're seeing. A little football. We're whispering football right now.
Whispering football.
We're whispering football in the card world, too, right now.
Yeah.
So show me some Jackson Dart. That's my buy-in right now. I'm a big Giants fan, Knicks fan, Yankee fan, all New York. But I'm ready to roll. I'm ready
So
to
we
go.
got a world champion on the bus right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the first time in my life, the New York Knicks have won an NBA championship.
What was your night like when the Knicks won?
I'm not going to lie. So earlier on in the playoffs, I was in the city. I was going to bars. I was doing it. It hit a point where I was like, I got to get back to the roots. I got to go back with the homies. So me and all my friends, like old, middle school, elementary school friends, hung out in the backyard, watched the game outside, and it was beautiful. Like the group hug that you get when you win a championship with your best friends from like 9 years old, nothing beats that.
God, that's
Nothing.
a clean take. That's Kevin's natural food.
That's it. That's a KNF.
Now, is this your first time kind of packing up and living on your own, like outside of like the East Coast?
So I've lived in both Boston when I was doing KMS and Kirk Show and New York for a little bit. So that's when I was on my own. But in terms of like cross country and everything, this is it. Like solo, unpack the car, assemble the bed. Like I was doing it all this time around.
God, dude, let's go.
Feels
Are
good.
you nervous to be solo dolo out in Nashville?
I'm
Like
sure-
kind of like
I'm
you're
sure I
going
won't
up
be
to
too solo for
college,
too
you're a little
long, you know what I'm
homesick.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
You're in a good place for it, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you got a bunch of young cats too. A lot of Thundercats. You got Ryan Nolan, Matt Malone.
Same building.
Same building.
Same building.
Same
Same
building.
state,
Couple
too.
of good boys, man. Couple of good boys. Coop's out there as well. But he's a ticking man.
Couple Jersey boys in the apartment.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
ripping around a little bit. A little Demombrian. A little
Pump gas
God,
with
word on
Mark
the
this,
street
baby.
is-
Come on.
Coleman, word on the street is Ryan's the guy you want to be out with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll see.
He's
about
got some
that.
juice,
Yeah,
apparently.
we'll see about
that. I
We'll
can
have
teach him a
little
thing or
fun,
two.
Get after it. But yeah, dude, ripping with the
Absolutely.
boys.
We're stoked you're here, man.
I'm so happy to be here, and Rippin's just going to the moon. Again, follow it across all socials, the YouTube, everything. We're going to have content pumping out like crazy. About 2 weeks from now, we're going to have these full set streams where Taylor's going to be ripping like nuts. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
It's going to be so awesome.
I can't wait.
And everyone's getting involved. I don't care what anyone says. You're getting involved in some cards.
There's been a handful. There's not a handful. There's maybe one or two guys out there that are still kind of card haters. But I will say,
Who are the
most of the
haters?
boys. You want me to say their names?
I mean, wait.
I think our number
I
one
want the
card
names.
hater is Matt Malone, right? He kind of doesn't.
I didn't even know.
I've been told.
Is he a
I've
hater?
been told. He goes, I'm not a hater, but you know how Matt operates. I'm not a hater. I don't really understand it, the whole thing, but
Sounds like you never got a hit.
all you got to do is
Yeah,
open
yeah,
a pack
yeah.
and show cards.
What's that?
All you got to do is open a pack and
all you
go
gotta
through
do
the
is
cards.
open a pack.
Let
That's all
the
you gotta
experts
do.
tell you, hey, is this awesome?
Yeah.
Is this
Listen,
not?
if I could have one selling point, listen, football ends sometimes. We hit the summer. Sports end. Cards never end. The
Always
season is
something new.
24/7. It's always dialed in.
If you need that football fix, dude, it's here. It's at Rippin With The Boys right now.
Always live.
I remember, I didn't see a lot of enthusiasm at a Jack early. And we were in Vegas driving back and he rips himself a courtyard. Absolutely loves it.
That was all.
And the boy's been on cards ever since. Pokemon too. I tell you this, football, incredible. All the sports cards, incredible. I'm getting more and more into it. Let's not sleep on Pokemon now. Pokemon's
Never
big
sleep
time.
on Pokemon,
This
dude,
past
especially the
weekend-
original 150.
This past weekend, you have now the Bussin exclusive pack on courtyard.io.
Yep.
I saw that.
$77.
I ripped about 10 of them. I'm looking for that Cam Ward Kaiju.
Yeah.
It unfortunately has not found me yet, but man, it is fun to see our logo on the app. Click the pack, let it rip, dude. Courtyard, it's a fun time on there.
It's a fun
It's the
time.
first logo when you open it up on the homepage.
Isn't that awesome? Isn't that something? It's been going off.
How about ripping packs at like midnight or 1 in the morning
Oh,
in Vegas?
man.
Yeah.
We got done winning some money and then losing our winnings. Then going back to the room and we're all kind of like tired, like, hey, okay, we got to get up about 6. Taylor looks at this stack, just boxes of cards. He's like, you guys trying to chase the chew? Like, oh, buddy.
Just got
He's like,
banged
no,
real
you
quick.
can't go.
Just
You
sat
have
there
to help.
silently, just ripping cards. Just good, Taylor.
Just as just rage ripping the whole entire time. You could just tell Willie C wanted to go to bed so bad. At a 6 a.m. wake up, it was damn near 1 in the morning. I'm like, let's rip these packs real quick.
Start ripping. I tell, hey, get in here. We need more hands. We need more hands. Let's
yeah,
get
yeah,
in. Like,
no
yeah.
one's going to bed.
yeah.
Dialed
Stuff.
in. Had ourselves a mandatory cold tub. Shout out Jared Beeman. Got it done.
Yeah, I got it done.
Kicking and screaming, but we got it done.
That's all that needs to be said. We got it done.
We got it done. I mean, I don't
Never
know.
seen a grown man kicking and screaming like that to get in
That
cold
was it was tough to watch, and especially when he was squatted up in the back. I'm like, where are you gonna go? Because I'm not giving up. You're gonna get in this cold tub. Meanwhile, Nolan's neck deep in this thing.
That was the first time where I was like, are we going to fight? Like,
we weren't gonna fight.
like, because I thought you were about to push me in there. And I was like, if you push me in here, like, I'm gonna lose this fight. But I was like, are we actually about to get in a real
No,
fight?
we're
I was
not gonna
going like
fight.
Oh,
fight or flight. Like, I was freaking out.
He was cornered.
He was acting like he was backed into a corner.
I was like a cat in a corner. I was
Yeah.
like trying to get my way out.
Yeah,
I
he was
couldn't get
hissing,
my way out.
dude. He was hissing. Yeah, it is. Get in there, dude. Get yourself.
No,
at least
I was
a minute.
in the whole argument is I was in the cold or the ice bath or whatever, and Will had the timer going, or I don't know who had the timer going, and then y'all were like, "Well, he's not in enough."
You
I
have
was
to sit
squatting.
down
Yeah,
in the
yeah, I
cold
had the
tub
timer,
for the timer
yeah.
to start.
I was
Yes.
sitting in it. I was sitting where everyone else was, where the cutoff was. And you're like, "No, you're not." And then you like restart the timer. I'm like, "If you're not timing it, then
vlog
I'm
will
not
come
fucking
out,
doing
you
this
weren't
for
in it.
fun."
If you're using your hands to support you with the tub, you're not in it.
and like
Gotta sit.
sitting on your ankles.
And yeah, meanwhile, Ryan Nolan is literally almost with his nose under the water.
No doubt. And all the movement of the water from him fussing
give a
around and won't
fuck
get out
about that.
was just affecting Nolan.
I hate when you're like, "But look at him. I don't give a fuck. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not an ice
Take
bath
it easy.
guy.
Hey,
Whoa.
take it easy, man.
Fuck y'all."
I mean, boy, go ahead, Sherm.
It's something to keep in mind. was
Something to
all
keep in
I'm
mind.
gonna- All I was going to
Just
say.
something to keep in
yeah.
mind. Football's right on the corner.
Something to keep in mind.
I'm just go ahead.
Chaotic college football season is coming this year.
Yeah, here's something to keep in mind. $40 million roster at LSU could win the entire SEC. There's something to keep in mind.
You think so?
I'm not saying I think it, I believe it or anything. I'm just saying keep it in mind. Keep it in mind.
Obvious SEC championship feels like obvious. Obvious, way too early obvious.
Right. Way too obvious.
Texas and Georgia.
No.
You don't think
Texas. Texas. You look at
so? No,
Georgia.
SEC champion, the game, not the winner.
Yeah,
the game.
yeah. Georgia always seems to find their way into it. No doubt
Georgia
about
gonna
it.
be nice.
If there's a year to get Georgia, this is the year. Something to keep in mind. If anyone's going to get got this year, it could be Georgia.
Ooh.
If anyone's going to get got this year, not a lot of perimeters. Not a lot of perimeter players.
What's get got? What's get got?
I'm just saying, like, so other than the 2019 LSU national champions, the winners of the last 20 years of the SEC have been either Alabama or Georgia,
Yep.
right? Since Nick Saban's kind of walked away from the game, it's really been Georgia.
DeBoer's
since then.
kind of.
Something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind.
Warm seat.
Something to keep in mind down here for Alabama. Just something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. 7-5, 8-4. That's just something to keep in mind. I'm not a hater. I'm just saying keep that in mind. When you look at the production that Georgia had last year, who left their team, who they brought in, this feels like a year that Georgia could not make it to the SEC championship. Something to keep in mind.
They got 3 returning starters on the O-line. They struggled with the O-line, their unit last year.
Yeah, they did.
They're going to get
brought
better. They got
3
Gunnar Stockton. They got the 2-headed monster in the backfield back.
Very difficult.
They got some stud. You know they're going to have studs. It's a factory when it comes to the skill position.
Very difficult to argue with Gunnar Stockton and Kirby Smart being on the same sideline saying those guys aren't going to get it done. I'm just saying.
Defense is going to be nice. A lot of
Zachariah
returning
Branch
starters.
set a record at Georgia for the most receptions in a year. You give him the ball on the perimeter. Mike Bobo loves his bubble passes. Toss him out there. Let the kid cook a little bit. Run game wasn't so great. Gunnar Stockton is elite. Kirby Smart is a huge culture guy. I love him to death. I'm just saying something to keep in mind.
Okay.
Could get him this year.
Okay.
I'm just saying could get him this year. And then LSU, going back to the original, keep in mind, LSU with their issue last year was what? Offensive production. Who's great at the offense? Lane
I was
Kiffin,
like,
who's
there's
the
a
head
lot of
coach.
holes with LSU last
But their defense kept them in games for most of the year. That was a question mark with Brian Kelly the last 3 years. They got it going. Don't lose a lot of guys. Now you get Lane Kiffin. You got a $40 million roster. I'm just saying.
The number 1 transfer class by far with 17 transfers coming in. 4 and 5 star.
Who was the number 1 transfer class last year?
Like
Texas
last year?
Tech.
Yeah.
Texas Tech. A bunch of mercenaries ripping around out there. What happened? Big 12 championship. Bunch of missionaries. That's
I
right.
didn't even brought up Oklahoma.
Yes, something to keep in mind. John Mateer, maybe the best physique out of any quarterback besides, was it Byron Brown? Is it Byron Brown? Yeah. Out of Auburn. Something to keep in mind. John Mateer.
You can Golish
11-1.
or Summerall shake it up at Florida or Auburn this year.
I'll say this. I believe I have myself a Kurt Signetti parlay, new coach parlay taking place for this upcoming
Involving the
season.
futures.
Involving futures and involving first-year head coaches.
Can you give me a T? Can you actually?
I like Florida and I like Auburn and I like above win totals this year.
Do you know what their win totals are off the top of your head?
I don't. I think I did, but I don't right now because that's how CTE works, brother.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just fall back and let the brain work its own process out.
Yeah.
But it's just something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. There's no question marks with Oregon. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon's got the.
They got it.
This is the year.
It has to be.
but it feels like a good year for several teams.
Yeah, in the Big Ten. I believe we have a special guest coming on the bus
New
right
head
now.
coach parlay, maybe to just peek at UCLA and Cal.
Hey, can I tell you something? I haven't looked too much into Cal, but I have looked into UCLA, and I love that take. I love
The James
that
Madison
take.
cat coming over there.
Yes.
Nico, how you say it? I am a
Iamale Lava.
Oh, Jack
him
hated
getting
saying that.
him on year 2 outside of all the drama that went on last year. Little going into a second year, a little stability. I think UCLA can be. Matter of fact, a sneaky great game week 1 is UCLA Cal, because Cal's new head coach is Tosh, the D coordinator that came from Oregon.
Yep.
Tosh played there, made a full court press to go back to his home, which is Cal, and had a good transfer cycle.
Had a
So
good
again, a
choice.
new head coach parlay, couple to keep an eye on, UCLA and Cal. Yeah,
Yeah.
JKS, he can sling it.
Yeah.
He was a freshman last
Josh
year.
Pate was breaking down that name for me several times. Still can't remember it, but I love JKS.
Just JKS, just simple
JKS
JKS
is what it
JKS.
is. Yep, absolutely. Hey, just something to keep in mind, though.
I'll keep
Something
it
to
in mind.
Keep it in mind.
Hey,
Sean.
and also Oklahoma State. Not saying Oklahoma State's going to be a dark horse in the Big 12 whatsoever. I am excited to have fun watching Mestemeyer and watching their year at Oklahoma State. North Texas 2.0.
Yeah.
Mestemeyer is what I'm going to.
Yeah, that's your new
Messy Maker.
Messy Maker. Ooh.
Messy Maker.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Fun nickname.
Fun nickname.
Fun nickname.
We could see Coop have some optimism going into the football season with
Yeah.
State.
Coop is always a good vibe. He's always a guy that kind of keeps it straight all the way through. But when you're a fan of the Cardinals and Oklahoma State, it's like, I'm surprised that boy hasn't jumped, if you know what I mean. It's good to have him back. It's good to have him back. He's gotten close.
Old mess maker. Dude.
Old mess
Just
maker.
making him mad.
New head
Yeah.
coaches. VTech.
Gotta love
Penn
it.
State.
Love that.
Easy schedule. Penn State. They can look at about. They're staring 10 down the barrel right now.
They're staring 10 easy boys.
Come on.
10 easy boys.
Just something to keep an eye on. Something to look at.
Something to keep.
Something to think about.
Yep, absolutely. Before we get out of here, JP had a take, I believe, in the pre-production.
A pure Kevin's Natural Foods clean take.
And I love for him to come on the bus. Is he here? Is he back here?
He
Should I
is
open
here.
it up? for him?
JP.
Summon the
Climb
kid.
aboard. Oh.
Yep.
JP Hubby, everyone.
People sitting right now, as they get reminded to subscribe to the channel, anticipation. What is JP Hovey's Kevin's Natural Foods clean take of the week?
My Kevin's Natural Foods clean take of the week is that movies and movie theaters are back, officially back.
Wow.
And it's been a while. I feel like COVID created the TV era, which he is the number one kind of like fan of that.
No doubt.
I'm a big TV guy.
Right, and I feel
Big
like,
movie guy as well, but I love TV. Love me some
but I
good
feel
TV.
like COVID started the TV era.
Yeah.
And this year, I think we're officially transitioning out of the TV era back into the movie era. Now, have y'all seen Spider-Man?
Have not. Saw your
Yesterday.
tweets, saw your posts. People
that
have
good?
raved about it.
It's that good.
Great movie.
Coleman, correct me if I'm wrong, second largest box office opening globally to Endgame.
I thought it might have even beat Endgame over
This morning, it's the number one ever.
That's
No
huge.
shit.
And coming off the Odyssey, which they were the number one
biggest Thursday
Nolan movie.
last week. Biggest Thursday ever for the movies.
And you
Really?
get the diversity of the two, right? Superhero movie and then an original with Christopher Nolan, 70 millimeter. And the number one thing when I left Spider-Man, because I saw it at 10:30 on Saturday night, we're leaving the theater, everyone's talking to complete strangers. Dude's walking next to me. We both look at each other. We're like, dude, what a movie. Man, I'm trying to tell you, Avengers Doomsday, we got to be in the same seats. You and me. December 19th, whatever it is. He's like, we're coming back. He's like, this was great. We broke down the whole movie together. God. He splits off to go to the parking lot. Another guy merges in like it's an interstate. We start talking, and I'm like, dude, I miss this so much.
Dude,
Like,
there's
this is
nothing
what it's
better.
about.
Nothing
And
better
that
than
might be the
breaking down a
one
movie
too,
with
because
strangers.
I love the Marvel Universe. Kind of fell off after Endgame when they were kind of doing all the spin-off movies. But this might be the one.
Bro, because this
Get in
back.
some Spider-Man.
100%.
Yeah.
Probably the best Spider-Man ever, if not tied with like Spider-Man 2. It's that good.
Wow.
I
Fantastic.
agree.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm a Spider-Verse guy.
The thing
5 out of 5 Marvel movie, 4 out of 5 as just a movie. That's my take.
I love that. The thing that kind of took movies away from me a little bit was everybody was just funding all these Marvel movies, and it was like, where are the more like old school original ideas, the resurgence of other shows? That's where when Odyssey comes into play with all the star power they have there, I love that. This horror movie that came out, by the way, I haven't seen either of these, but just the fact that these movies are coming out and they're getting such rave reviews, Obsession as well with this this YouTube guy. What it's like? What is his YouTube channel?
His name's Curry Baker, I think.
Yeah,
but it's something funny.
And it became it became like the highest grossing like horror movie under a certain budget.
$1 million.
Yeah, and so it's just like that to me is where movies are really starting to make a comeback where we're not just hitting superhero movies over and over. We have spooky movies taking place. The Odyssey, which is just an absolute classic. I think everybody read that book. In
great
English
reasons
class.
to get back to the theater.
Great reasons,
right? And
I
build
love
it like building towards the end of the year too.
Yeah.
Dune and Avengers coming out same day.
Dune's Day.
I got to get on Dune. Have to get on Dune.
Got to.
Because of what part 3 is coming out, right?
Yeah.
December 18th.
Dude, I tried to watch the first one. You gotta get. I gotta. But it was the same thing with Fury for me. I watched Fury the first time and I was like, this movie's kind of whatever. I was kind of, and then
one of your worst takes ever.
One of my worst takes. But Jack and the boys got on my ass about it, and I was like, I'll go. What you watching? I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? This movie's absolutely incredible. So I got to get back on Dune.
Yeah.
You also got to watch Project Hail Mary. You want to talk about acting performance? Ryan Gosling.
Really?
That's an underrated movie.
Oh, it's I think it's a perfully rated movie. You guys need to see that. Your kids would enjoy that too. That's a movie you could bring kids to.
Think like E.T. vibes, like a nice family.
Yeah.
Like an extraterrestrial taking place also. I'll tell you what is a terrible movie. Don't go see is the new Minions movie. Saw that with my kids.
Which one?
I think that's a bad take too.
Oh,
buddy, that
There's
movie
so many
is
callbacks
awful.
to just how film was created.
Yeah, that's fun. That's
you
exciting.
watched the
It
new
is
Minions, Jack?
I saw Minions and Toy Story 5 in the same day at 2 different theaters.
Toy Story 5.
That's
I'm
not
about
happening
to
in
toy-
2021.
I got the Rippin Unlimited app. Also, some other sneaky horrors. Hokum with Adam Scott.
So good. Yeah.
Was really good that came out this year. Backrooms was very enjoyable. Yeah. Not the greatest plot line, but visually incredible. The sound quality is awesome. Mm-hmm. I agree. That wasn't my favorite Minion movie, but I did very much enjoy it just because those little guys.
Clump shit.
I've never bought into them. Those little
shit's
guys
on everything.
How was
Clump loves to take a turn to negative town.
I did like Toy Story 5.
Toy Story 5 was very good.
Toy Story 5 fucked
How
me
was
up.
TS5? What was that like?
It'll definitely hit you right now, like your childhood based on what the childhood that's taking place for all of our kids with the iPad,
yeah,
and
with the
and all
iPad,
that.
with the tablets getting in the game.
But bro, I remember I watched that movie with 5 kids, and I'm sitting there 3 times throughout the movie, like crying, like fuck, dude, I got to get out of this theater. I gotta get out.
When the friends still don't mess with her, even though she gets a tablet,
bro,
that kind
stop.
of broke me.
Yeah,
bro.
stop.
Y'all know
can't go down that
JP
road.
wrote that
And mom
movie.
seeing the chat,
Stop, dude.
mom seeing the chat going on, like, dude, that would
Like, what are you allowing your kid to be 9 years old in a chat, dude? You can't have
would
that.
break me, dude.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Man.
TS5
One you can take or leave is Moana. We hit the drive-in theater. I forget where that's at out in outside of Nashville.
Stardust? Is that
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
was?
Stardust. We went out to Stardust and did the drive-in. You can take it or leave it with the Moana live action.
Pickles on a sandwich, dude.
Yeah.
Can
The
I bring
original's
up
better.
one other thing? Because Ryan Sobel said something over there that I would like to know everybody's opinion on.
Yeah.
You know how like in Avengers movies when you went to go see Infinity War and like when Thor comes in, everybody starts cheering, right? Like the theater's up, the theater's loud. Ryan, he hates that. He hates when people like talk during the movie in those settings. What do y'all think?
I think there's certain moments that allow a good cheer, but
Yeah.
theater etiquette is very important to me as well. And if people talk more than what you should be doing, I'm very upset. I can't focus. But if there's a monumental character that makes a reprise, yeah, get a good
With the
cheer
right
in.
music and the right moment,
Dap
you just
your
can't help but to be,
girlfriend
oh, hell yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never felt the urge to clap at a movie theater. I've never felt the urge. And when you're saying it, it kind of is like the clapping on landing for planes for me a little bit.
Oh.
But I do agree that there are times
Like
I've
in
never
Infinity
felt one.
War, when everyone
but I'm
comes
also-
back.
I mean,
That's one of the greatest
yeah.
moments in
I've
On your
been-
left.
I don't
cinema.
know.
On
I'm
your
not like a
left.
cheer guy, but I'm like, oh.
Right.
Yeah, that's more what I'm like rather than like standing up. Fuck.
I like the gas
Yeah.
of surprise at something.
Dude. I love sitting down with your boys, going to see a movie, and the previews, breaking down every preview in that 45
Yeah.
seconds between previews.
Clean take.
Yeah.
The guy that's sitting next to me was probably like 50 years old. After every single preview, we were talking like, Solid one.
Yeah.
We go see that. Me and my brother, we go see this all the time.
See, I love that. That juices me up.
Movies are back.
We feel it. I like it. It's a good
Something
Kevin's
to
Natural
keep in
Foods
mind,
clean
dude.
take.
Great transition into
Yeah.
the Rams interviews.
Great transition. Exactly. Hollywood, baby. We feel good, fellas. Feel good about
great.
it?
Great.
Do me a favor. Go ahead, Trip. You got something else?
New Bucky hats.
Oh,
dropping
new
next
bucket hats
week.
dropping next
Should
week.
have been wearing it.
Though, yeah, none of us are wearing it, but I tell you what, they're fire. They're fire.
They're
BWTV.com. Get the bucket hats. Always been a big bucket hat guy. Go grab you some of those. Enjoy the training camp tour. First stop of the LA Rams. If you like this show, you like this content, go ahead and subscribe. Consider subscribing. Leaving a
Smash
comment.
the like button. Leave a
A little
comment.
something. Doesn't
Big
hurt you.
Hugs,
Helps
Tiny
us.
Kisses. Football is coming.
We're going to interrupt this episode to bring you Neutral. Neutral tastes great. So much better than any seltzer I've ever tried. It's made with real vodka and real juice. That's what makes it taste delicious. Neutral comes in a variety of flavors. Pineapple and lime are my personal favorites. Perfect for social occasions. It's always a crowd pleaser, especially during the summer. Think on the beach with friends, an outdoor bar, on the lake, a music festival. It's a perfect time of year to grab a 12-pack of Neutral for the beach or grab a bucket deal in your favorite bar to celebrate summer. Neutral. Keep it tasty.
And gentlemen, as always, these interviews are brought to us by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Anything for that clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL Draft, and the UFC, which is now on Paramount+. Partners include Baker Mayfield, Emmitt Smith, Shane Gillis, Post Malone, Peyton Manning, George Kittle, Bruce Buffer, who's the voice of the UFC, and Bussin with the Boys. Stock up now on Bud Light. Head to www.budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. Now, simply enjoy these interviews brought to us by Bud Light.
GM of the Rams was in the front office for the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars before finding himself here in 2012. This man hails from the great state of Alabama, and now he lives in a nice, beautiful house with the best weather in the world in the state of California. Let's give a round of applause for Les Snead here, right here. Jared, you didn't clap. Jared didn't clap. Jared's now clapping.
Am I supposed to clap?
You can clap for yourself.
You know?
You have to be your number one advocate in life, don't you?
You know what? Yes.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
got to be real with yourself.
You have to be
give
real with
yourself
yourself.
C minus.
Right.
Can't inflate the grade.
I was listening to a podcast with you, Fitz, and Witt earlier today, and you brought up a phrase. I'm going to pull this up real quick to make sure I say it correctly. Get to the,
Oh, I got to get close.
Yep. Pulpwooding.
Oh, pulpwooding
Pulpwooding. So from Alabama,
from Alabama.
you get here, a little more granola around here, but I'm sure you still have your roots. Can you give me a little definition of what pulpwooding is?
Pulpwooding would be lower Alabama. So we're in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So LA, lower
Yeah,
Alabama.
yeah,
So
I see what you did
it's
there.
not a lot. It's not, so there's pine trees in lower Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I think a lot. So there would be just basically there's nothing but pine trees.
Yeah.
Probably some dirt roads and pine trees. Few small towns. So what would occur here is, I believe, and we're at the fact check it, Claude or Chat GPT.
Yeah,
They don't
we'll get on that
hallucinate.
right now, Jack.
You would a group would come in, cut the trees down. There's a process cutting them down. Once you cut them down, you got to store them, and then this big semi that's a log truck, cut them a log truck. You'd put logs on the back of the truck. They would take the logs to what I think was a paper mill to make paper out of these pine trees. Could have been used for other things too.
Right.
So the pulpwooding comes into whether it was your full-time job, maybe even a summer job. And if you were doing this as a summer job, like your entry level bottom. So your job at that point in time was, as you're just kind of doing the little things that's necessary to get, hey, once we cut these trees down and we put them in this big pile to wait for a truck to pull up, and then this other machinery would take and put the logs on the truck. Your job was kind of clean up, branches, all that sweet things like that.
Yeah, doing the jobs that no one
but
really
there
wants
was
to
an
do.
element along the way of hey, you're somewhat all day long picking up some version of tree stumps.
Yes, blue collar, needs some strength. Got to be able to withstand
so
the elements.
The whole point of that conversation, Witt would know based on being from Louisiana, that there was a certain, let's call it high school football player. You may play against someone. You might have been that person yourself, might have been a teammate. End of the day, didn't matter what they benched. but you weren't knocking them off the ball.
Right.
We're running duo at them, and guess what? You're just kind of
Stalemates.
running your feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
And it's
hoping no one kind
so
of
that
rolls up
guy
in the back
might
of you.
not be able to bench press anything. That's when he's pulpwood strong.
Yeah, pulpwood strong.
Yes.
I love how you
That's
took something that
real-
was literally
That's functional strength.
Yeah, you took a phrase that was politically incorrect and made it more properly correct. Pulpwood strong.
Yes. And I'm not sure it should be politically incorrect.
Right.
If it's politically incorrect, it is because of laziness and no one really took the time to get to know and understand the context
Yeah.
of what that meant.
When you're looking at a beautiful location like LA, the weather is always perfect. And comfort kind of kills growth a lot of the times. You
Yes.
get that a little bit with LA. The shoes change, the pants get a little tighter, a little bit baggier based on, what style is in. You look at your team and you have some guys from all over the country. How do you instill, being from a different type of LA, pulpwooding type of mentality, blue collar type of mentality, when you're trying to pick out guys that are the Rams way?
Really good question, because I'm probably a part of that. I would admit now, spoiled here.
Yeah.
I mean,
You've fallen for it.
Oh, you get spoiled. And then it's superficial. It's weather, it's blue skies.
Mhm.
I mean, there's just something about like, wow, how fortunate can we be? But again, it's in terms of weather, geography, things like that. It's not like you're waking up every day and you're, all right, this is going to be a humid day or what have you. So we're spoiled. But I think at the end of the day, probably part one to that question is just in terms of acquiring, bringing people on, bring the right people on. A lot of people, whether it was born that way, socialized that way, combination of both, right? They're just made of the right stuff. End of the day, they care about football, and their care shows up in commitment.
Yeah.
Probably part two of the algorithm would be, let's take our head coach, Sean McVay. And as a player, I'm sure you've done the research. You would want to come here and play for Sean. He's going to make it fun. If you were a veteran, he's going to take care of your body, right? He was going to make sure that when we get to the first game, when we get to October, November, if you happen to have pulpwood strength, you're still going to have it then, based on he's not going to wear you out in the preparation. Here's, though, where, let's call it the anti-fragility comes into play.
Yeah.
He's going to require you, right, to be the best football player you can possibly be, right? And the standard, you're just going to come in and you're just, I got to meet that standard. There's no day off in terms of being. Now, there might be a different way. We're going to give you the day off today. So Matthew Stafford's going to take whatever it would call day one and the 3 off.
Yeah.
But on day 2 and 4 of their blocks, he's going to require you to be your best. And
Yeah,
I think
be at the
that,
highest level.
and if you're not, everyone's going to feel it. So it's almost like the standard is going to, right, keep people a little bit on edge. I call it add the uncomfortability so that the games are more comfortable than the practices.
Add a little bit of discomfort so when the lights are on, you don't feel it as much as others might be who have not felt discomfort before then.
Right.
Sean we were here a couple months ago and got to hang out with Sean. Will Compton knows him very well from his times at the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins. I was kind of getting to know him for the first time, and the bars he's laying down, like the motivational speak that he was having, the one-liners. It's like, yeah, absolutely, I want to play for a guy like this. The smile is infectious. The charisma is top notch. How do you play a yin to his yang in a lot of ways? Because we spent a little bit of time together.
Yeah.
Last couple of years, I'll see you at a college football game. We'll chop it up for a little bit. You have a very inviting personality. But when you get the GM and a head coach, what seems like are like open, willing to have those conversations, how do you differentiate putting pressure on guys, giving them a hug when they need it, and then inevitably when things aren't good enough, like for a lot of these guys, when we get to the end of August, you're going to have to make some hard decisions. How do you kind of separate and make it where it's business, but also we can have a relationship on top of that?
That's at the end of the day too. Sean and I are two different people, and that yes, there is a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
Hey, I always go, if we walk to a party, he's going to be the life. I'm not. I'm going to hang out and I'll enjoy being his.
You sit in the shadows a little bit, hang out. You're more there for the calm conversation.
So I'll find someone interesting in a corner. We'll get away from the loud music. We'll have nice, interesting conversation.
About
that was one part of your. I think the part of your question about we have this saying, and I know Sean's been a big part of it, that it's we then me. We've said we's greater than me. That the point being is this: we're the Los Angeles Rams. At some point, the most important thing we're going to do, interestingly, is at the start play 17 right games, and they're going to keep score. And whoever scores more points than the other is going to have these standings. So the Los Angeles Rams,
the basic note of football.
So what we always say in these, even though Sean's really, really good, and he's sincere at it, connecting with people, getting to know them, wanting to bring out the best in them, wanting to be there for them when they're at their lower moments or higher moments. But we often let, the we then me, be the compass in those hard decisions, because at the end of the day, we're trying to put together the best collective of humans possibly. There's 53 plus the 16 on practice squad. Each one brings a different expertise, a different edge. You're trying to blend it together. Sean and I often will sit with a player if we're cutting you.
And
often would say, hey, not sure we're making the right decision here. Here's the why. Here's our why. Could be wrong. But we want you to know the why. You can kind of take it from there and in where you go from here, maybe apply it, not prove us wrong, all of those things. So those would be some of the more tougher ones.
Yeah.
Cutting someone like you, that would be probably a surprise. Unless you played till you were like 45, and it's
at that point, it's like, hey,
it's time.
Yeah,
I
get the walker out. We're gonna get you out of here.
Get you out. I know. You know what the cool thing is? If you played the 45, you probably don't believe you need a walker. That's probably helped you get to 45.
Exactly.
But at some point, someone needs to tell you, you know what, duo is no longer for you. Let's go to maybe podcasting. You can sit in a chair. Comfortable chair.
These are comfortable chairs too.
Things like that. So, but that's kind of I would call this the we being the because the most important thing is the team. And that's definitely some version of a paradox, because at the end of the day, we wouldn't have a team if it wasn't for a lot of very competent, exceptional young men and even women in the organization, but for the team, young men.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting, it's always if you're going to try to make it personal or more personal, that's always going to be the hard part, is those tough conversations. Those conversations where, oh, geez, there's some players you're going to cut and you're going to have a pit in your stomach. I'm just being real here. There will be some players you're going to cut and it will not be as hard a conversation.
Right. There's probably been a couple of players you've cut a little smile as they walked out the door, like, thank God. There's always a bad egg. There's always a bad egg.
You know that you said it.
Yeah.
You've been in a locker room.
Yeah, I've been in a locker room and I've seen guys. There's we have a story one time where this is back when they did. I think they do this to one cuts now, correct? One cut to 53. So this is back 4 preseason games. 3rd preseason game, you get it done to 72.
Yeah.
And then those are the first cuts. The guys you kind of knew from the get-go weren't going to make it. We had a guy just trouble all the time, late all the time. He gets cut when they drop it down to 72. And the way he said thank you for the opportunity was he went and peed on the sauna rocks and turned it on. And the whole, the sauna was right next to our locker room. So it all just smelled like hot piss as soon as you walked in that day. And they got him out of there at 6 a.m. So there's always going to be a couple
that guy should have gone a little earlier.
Yeah, he probably should have gone
Here's
earlier.
an interesting thing on the we often say, now again, it would be hard if you were playing, hey, Taylor, should we cut this guy or not? You're probably not going to sell your teammate down, but we always try to guesstimate in some way, hey, does his teammates want him on the team or not, right? You're always trying to, because usually y'all know. You're sitting in there going, and sometimes it might be, man, I can't believe they kept him. Sometimes you're, all right, the only reason they kept him is because they drafted him in the 2nd round. But we all know this guy. You know what? They just missed. At least at this point in time, it's a miss. Maybe you draft him in the 2nd round. That protects him, gives him. But I'm sure that I'm pretty sure that talk goes on.
Yeah.
Why'd we keep him? Why'd we pay? Especially when you pay money too. If you pay and you're just like, wait a minute, he's getting
How
paid.
is this guy getting that much money when X, Y, and Z? And you kind of see, as you'll watch the meeting rooms, And a lot of guys will get a lot of criticism pointed towards their way. And then you look 3 months later and they're signing, the biggest contract and whatever. And you're like, well, I thought there was a lot of issues here. But I think that's also good cultures when you get those small groups that are like, why are we doing this? The more you can get rid of guys kind of talking shit, in small groups, the better your culture is going to be. But when it comes to picks, fuck them picks, am I right?
Some of them, right?
So yeah, just the top 32, I would say the Rams are kind of like, we're gonna, after the Jared Goff, which you guys did the opposite, right? Traded up, got the first overall pick. That was from the Titans?
Yes, Titans.
From the Titans.
Yeah, it was Titans.
Which, by the way, you saved my ass that year. I want you to know, like you saved my ass. That was my second year. I will. So this is after my second year. First year was all rookie team, had a great year. Second year we went 3-13. And a lot of the conversation was around, hey, we need more help from Marcus Mariota. We just got him in the draft. We have the first overall pick. Let's take Taylor, move him to right. And then there's this cat named Laramie Tunsil.
Okay.
Let's take him at the first overall pick at this time. And I'm a one-trick pony when I was playing. Like I could play the only position I could play was left tackle. That is literally it. So John Robinson, he became the GM. I walk into his office the first time I'm meeting him. I've been training. I was over in Exos and Carlsbad. Come back. I'm in great shape. And he sits me down. And he's like, hey, how do you feel about what people are saying about this first pick? And I have this long, elaborate speech about how, that's great. You can put a first round pick on a tackle, but that's a lot of money to play for a right tackle because I'm a left tackle. And then I went out and kind of did the OTA process, and we had a good relationship, and I talked to him a lot about it, and they ended up trading that pick away to you guys. Well, you guys were 13 that year. 13. 1 to 13, and then they traded up to 8.
Okay.
So all that to be said, you kind of saved my career by trading up and getting Jared Goff. But this is not about me.
Not about you.
I want to give you a little context.
The butterfly flaps his wing. And
butterfly effect.
You never know how
Ashton Kutcher, that's a phenomenal movie. Have you seen that movie?
Haven't seen it.
Dude.
But I get
it's a phenomenal movie,
I
right?
get the mythology though.
Oh yeah, you need
that butterfly,
Yeah.
We trade up.
Our butterflies work together right there.
The interesting thing it would have been if Tennessee would have done like some teams did when the video of Laramie comes out right before the draft. Remember he was in the gas mask and then he falls a little bit. Been interesting how that would have played out.
Dude,
here's a good one.
Hey, but you're absolutely right because I'm sitting there with my wife, who I literally just met. We got engaged in 5 weeks, married in 2 months. So I literally just met her. We're figuring each other out. We're at 13, and the gas mask video comes out. So he starts falling in the draft, and I'm like, oh my God. Titans traded up to 8, and Laramie was still on the board and took Jack Conklin, who ended up being the right tackle for us. But I was like kind of stressing, like, oh my God, they're still going to get him. They're still going to get him because he's got the strongest lungs in all of the NFL. Like they obviously see something.
He would have been an interesting question for you.
Yeah.
As a player, let's say you, and I get because you're in second year. Let's say you'd already earned a second contract. And now they come to you and go, hey, we'd like to move you from left to right. We have this rookie we want to play at left. Would having earned a second contract already, because in those days, like, oh, if you play left, you're going to make more. Nowadays, good offensive linemen kind of get
like Lane Johnson is one of the best tackles in the game, regardless of he playing on the right.
But I've also had the conversation with Witt. It's interesting when we had Aaron Cromer was an offensive line coach for us, and it would be if you came to the Rams, it would be your worst experience ever, especially in OTAs, because he would just play you everywhere. Like you might be starting left tackle. He probably didn't do it to the starters as much, but he did like to just test you. And on this random OTA, you're going to play right guard. We may need you to play right guard. Our back. And it's like, but if you were like a rookie, you were just playing up and down
all over the place.
And it was very, very. But I can't say this. The players that were able to weather that, right? They carved out probably relatively solid backup careers because they could play anywhere in a spot at the moment. But Witt always said that is the hardest thing.
Oh yeah,
to do, based on how your body, your body's just used to setting one way, and now you got to go set stance, the whole thing, the body mechanics of it all.
I'm in the same camp as Witt when it comes to it's like I'm left-handed, so I write with my left hand. If you were like, hey Taylor, you have to write an essay with your right hand, that's essentially how it would feel for me to go play right tackle. Some guys are phenomenal at just switching the legs and going back and forth, and all the power to them. There's also the phrase in the NFL, the more you can do, the less you get paid when it comes to the offensive line, because you want to just specialize in one little area. But to answer your question, if I'm in a second contract and they're like, hey, we got this young buck coming in, I think this happened with David Bakhtiari when he got drafted by the Packers with Bulaga. Bulaga was playing left, then they moved him to right, and Bakhtiari played. I was in the strong in the camp of, I am not a good football player if I'm not playing left tackle, because in my rookie season, Bob Bostad, who was my offensive line coach, who's now with the Hoosiers, he had me left tackle, guard, right tackle, all camp, because they had Michael Orr and Michael Roos.
Yeah.
2 veteran guys, the whole thing. And I kind of came in. I remember sitting there in the first couple of games of the season, not playing, praying to myself, like, I don't want anybody to get hurt, but if somebody's going to go down, please God, make it be Michael Roos, because he's playing left tackle.
He's left.
And my career is going to end very quickly if I have to go play anywhere else.
You're the only person rooting for Michael Roos.
Well, not rooting.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But you know what
also,
I mean. But if it
got to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
Got to get an opportunity. He was a 10-year vet, and it was a very unique relationship. But for me, I would have sat in your office and been like, I'm playing left tackle, or I need to be traded. It would be, I don't know if it'd be that blunt. I don't know if I had the stones to do that. But that's kind of just where, like, I was so confident in my skill set from one spot and so not confident in another that to me it would be career suicide. Where I'd be like, I'll get out of the whole entire thing. But you bring up tackles. Do you, like, obviously you and Aaron Donald probably have a special relationship.
Yes.
Do you thank Aaron Donald enough for covering up the Greg Robinson pick in 2014?
That helped.
That helped.
I
only asked that question because I was in that draft.
The interesting thing is, as we were talking, you got to be able to give yourself a C-.
Yeah.
I do think probably learned a lot from the Aaron Donald pick. And one of the things you do learn is it seems like a no-brainer now, but coming out, Aaron's an undersized, shorter arm. He fell to 13 kind of for everybody's. I'm not sure is he big or tall enough, the whole height, weight, length thing. So you learn that. I think Coach Landry, Tom Landry, Dallas Cowboys had often said, or had this saying, never was around him, but people I had worked under that had been a part of. He had this saying, or maybe rule of thumb, if you take too many exceptions, you'll end up with a team full of exceptions.
Right.
Which obviously in his rule of thumb was a negative. But in Aaron's case, he is an exception. I took it a little step further, like, okay, exception, if you go back and probably figure out the word, exceptional, right? That's so, okay, it's okay maybe to have a team full of exceptionals.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just go with a team full of Aaron Donalds,
right,
even though they're not. So that's you learn there. But going back to the Greg Robinson, I do think as a general manager and especially as I've been able to stay around, have some longevity, and take the ego out of it, be okay talking about it, you probably have learned more from missing on that pick. I mean, you think about that pick, you know how bad that pick was? And here's what I hate to do. Greg was a very sweet human being. So I maybe not necessarily ready to be the 2 overall pick and things like that. But that 2 overall there, I mean, we're talking I truly think you could have easily just thrown a dart. I mean, we got Khalil Mack. That was a year all the receivers.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Evans, Khalil Mack, Davian Clowney.
And we got Sam Bradford at QB. And again, one of the reasons to pick Greg was to protect Sam.
Right.
But I mean, just think most people would have said, "Oh, you got a possible franchise QB that you're trying to get there. Get him one of these receivers. Get him Mike Evans. I mean, you can't go wrong. Just throw it up, Mike catch." So that's the interim. But I can't say this. Probably learned a lot from that. But yes, you're right in that we had someone on our staff. His name's J.W. Jordan. Now he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Had come from Indianapolis with Bill Polian, and we had 2 first-rounders that year, and they're pretty good ones. 2nd overall, 13, and it was like, okay, can we be like the Ravens? And hey, they went maybe Ogden, Ray Lewis. Can you pick 2 Hall of Famers in one draft.
Yeah.
That would have been, looking back, a pretty easy draft to pick 2 Hall of Famers with those 2 picks.
Yeah.
We're going to get one. That helps. But that would have been as easy a draft to pick 2 Hall of Famers with 2 picks.
Yeah, and
there was one.
I don't ask that question. The only reason why I brought it up, I was the 14 draft, and it was me, Greg, and Jake were like the 3 tackles that people were talking about at that time. But for you, I can't imagine the position it put you in when it didn't work out, because I didn't know Greg very well, but I was around Greg enough to be like, oh, this kid's a specimen. And he was 330. Yeah. He ran sub 5. He could jump out of the gym. His broad jump. He measured incredible. And so it's like, it's got to be hard to be like, how does this guy not put it together? And I know he's a great guy. I know there's a lot of stuff that happened off the field and all those things, but it just seems like he seemed like a lock of all the guys. Like Aaron Donald was kind of the risk, right?
And you say he's a lock, and the interesting thing is, a lot of times, to keep it simple, when I've chatted away, let's just find someone to get in the way and stay in the way.
Yeah.
Right? And that's simple, right? Now, sometimes I say as an OL, the hardest thing to do is be able to get in the way, because that's an element of, you got to know the intent of the play. You got to know where your help's at. You got to know the steps to take based on the physics and geometry. Like, how do I get in position? And then you got to just be able to stay in the way.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if you get to that point, if you're tough, gritty, savvy, you're going to find a way to, I call it just set a pick per se.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But interesting with grit, take all of that out. There were some inconsistencies with staying in the way.
Yeah.
Look beautiful.
Dancing
staying
bear.
out of the way sometimes.
Yeah.
But I always say this, a lot of times when you would fall back in love with Greg, and this is something to learn, is and when you're picking 2 overall, I call it the curse of the I used to say the curse of the top 10 could be curse of the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for that freak, and a lot of times you forget that, oh, by the way, we play football.
Yeah.
Because you might go work out Greg, working him out, all that. I mean, he's going to do backflips. He's going to do back handsprings. If we'd have played basketball, he probably would have dunked all those things. But there was that element of, okay, hadn't totally learned, wasn't as refined as you are in that case, Jake. And we could have, and a lot of times, I think the interesting one was Zach Martin too was in the draft.
Yeah.
He didn't move in the guard, but a Hall of Fame guard. We probably could have traded back in that draft, because we talked about that as a scenario. Hey, why don't we trade back? We could. We preferred OL over wide receiver as an organization, but we could have traded back, right? And if, let's just say we liked you 3 at this. Let's say we stacked you 1, 2, and 3, however we did it.
Yeah.
But it's still not like it's you're still starters. So it's, hey, let's just trade back, get more picks, pick one of the starters who's left, right? You're not gonna, none of us know who's gonna be better. So there's so many lessons in that draft.
No doubt.
Or picking Greg.
Yeah, but I love like the because since Goff has taken place, you guys have now made a habit of like 1st-round picks. Like, you guys are just consistently giving those away for commodities in the NFL that are already proven. Like, we know this guy can play on Sundays. There's no guessing game of development. How mature is this kid is? He's going to be able to come along with the speed of the game in his first year. Like, you're getting guys. McDuffie's a great example. Witt was another example that you've just brought in so many people. Obviously, Myles Garrett. When did you think you had the luxury to do that? Because so many teams look at like, oh, we're going to build through the draft and kind of do some patchwork in free agency, where you kind of flipped it. And it's been very successful for you. But where did you feel like you can make that transition as a GM to kind of be like, all right, we're going to go more proven commodity over long term. We'll have this guy for the next 10 years, hopefully.
So I'll try to tie it all together, keep it simple, kind of interesting. Let's take hiring Sean.
Yeah.
The day we hire Sean, he's 30 years old. Like, that's probably not the time to do it. We haven't had a
youngest coach in NFL
youngest
history,
coach.
right?
So number one is, okay, we're going to hire Sean. We're going to build, and then most teams try to build. Well, and then the next step is breaking through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we broke through his first year. I mean, 2017. Sean and I talking a lot of times. That was his really first time with the Rams. People really didn't know exactly where. That was one of our better teams. Got to the playoffs, lost to the Falcons in a wild card, had some turnovers, but it was one of those teams like we were dangerous. because no one had really figured this out yet. So point being is a team's got to build, you got to break through. You see in sports when a team breaks through, they kind of have that Cinderella season, right? You just have a good year. You've been losing. We won the division. You put the hats on, going to losing the wild card round. You're still happy at the end of the year, even though you lost in the playoffs. That loss, driving home from the Coliseum that night, yes, that stings, that hurts, but the macro level, you're okay. This is Cinderella. Now the key goes in. I call it some version of, are you now going to become a contender? Are you going to do this another year and another year? And then if you are that team, I call it the Peyton Manning career. Enjoy getting to know, Peyton over these years, especially going down to his camp. But you remember take Peyton's rookie year out. Remember, there was a time when, is Peyton going to ever win a playoff game? And then now he wins a playoff game, and then it's like the automatic is he ever going to win a Super Bowl? And then you get that, and then it's like, okay, is he ever going to win a second Super Bowl, right? Once the more levels of the video game go up, there's the expectations. But what I'm trying to paint here is, to get to that phase, there has to be efficacy. You have to have proven that, oh, by the way, not only are you a breakthrough team, but you can somewhat contend. Now, what happens is, and I'm not saying this was like an epiphany overnight, some combination of understanding where you're like, wow, we're only going to have this core, right, together, we may can win consistently for 30 years straight, but the core, right, the players, the names of the players, the individuals, the people are going to change over 30. So this core that right now is in flow, wow, how do we make the most of it? Now what happens then is, the other part of that equation is, if you're winning, you're picking later in the draft. So even if you're going to pick a first rounder, you're usually going to be asking that first rounder to come in and play an important part.
Right.
But remember, that core team that's kind of ready to go, right, do meaningful things, they're kind of in their prime. And now you're bringing in this rookie that, okay, may or may not be able to contribute, may not be quite where but may be able to fit right in smoothly. You just never know. So let's take, like, in this year's McDuffie, down the stretch, it was kind of obvious we needed to do something with our cornerbacks.
Yeah, in the back end.
Either the guys we had, we need to get better from within. Whatever it was going to be, we couldn't come into 26 and play like we did last year. So, end of the day, do we wait and use some of those, that 29th pick on a rookie, or there's Trent McDuffie. Okay, we're a team. We've got this core, Matthew, the whole group. It's ready to kind of go chase special, chase meaningful, whatever that is. Okay, why not?
Yeah.
Add someone who, right, is in his prime, proven. There's no getting there to be done.
Right. We already have the product. We have the film
now,
to show.
There is an element where you're gonna short your future a bit, and so you're always gonna have to tackle that problem. But what we find too in sports is, hey, when this core kind of ages out, you're still going to have to attack your future, and it's still an unknown and an uncertainty, and you got to figure out ways to do that. Yeah. So that's kind of what we've done with that, because when you're picking late in a draft, right, you could be picking 29th, somewhere between 1 and 32. One team's going to get Myles Garrett, and one team's going to get the 30th pick. And the 30th pick, a lot of them work out, but maybe they're not necessarily Myles Garrett. So you see the logic. That's kind of how it was all.
Right. If you were picking in that top 10 to top 15, it's like it's more advantageous for you guys to sit in that spot and find a guy for the future, as opposed to the back half of the first, when there's probably more equity there to go get a player and pick in the second round, which is, 4 picks away, essentially.
And a lot of times too, when we didn't trade that first round pick for a player, that's why we would trade back into the second, because you're picking late first, and we're like, okay, let's trade back into the second. You're going to get a similar player in terms of, let's just say, for the most part, subjectively, but for the most part, similar player in terms of ability and acumen. Late first, early to mid second, but you also add a third rounder in the 5th, and you get two other players later.
Yeah.
For that same. So that's one of the reasons we've
Yeah,
kind of taken that approach.
That makes
Key's
sense.
got to be you need to have efficacy that you're ready to go fight for it.
Right. But yeah, so I've been in both those types of locker rooms, and I'm sure you absolutely have as well, as like a team that has hope and building and hoping to get culture wins and like, hey, hopefully we can take that next step this year, as opposed to being a team that truly believes in your head, we could actually go win it all. And I was on a team for, I think, 2 years where I was like, you kind of go into camp and there's a different vibe about camp where it's
Right.
like, yeah, we're attacking the process, we're attacking the work ethic, but we know like the end goal is actually a reality, as opposed to you kind of know like you're going to have to get real lucky to even put yourself in the playoffs in some senses. Can you notice that as a GM,
Yes.
the way guys are kind of operating?
Yeah, because there's an element you're riding. Obviously, you're on the bus going to the game, and there's maybe it's a team that's building, and let's say it has some momentum. You're hoping there's that, and then there's a team that gets on the bus, and they're actually on that bus going to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the game hasn't started. There's uncertainty. The other team has a say, but there you can. Hey, our human bodies, they contain a lot of energy, and when you're on those buses, and however many 3 or 4 that takes a football team to a stadium, the teams that know they're competent, you can just feel the energy. They're on that bus. It's business-like. We're going to win this game. Doesn't mean they're going to win it. Not many teams go undefeated. There's going to be a lot. But those teams get on the bus. They know they're going to win that game.
Right. And even if they do fall in that game, we have the leadership in that room.
Oh, yeah.
to
The
right the
bus
ship.
ride back to the airport for the quiet flight back, there's that element of you just get that sense that, okay, next week can't get here fast enough.
Yeah.
Right. And you've seen that, and you've been on that team, and I've been on them, and man, and those are cool moments. And it's almost like you go back to the pressures or the emotions of it all, where you're like, wow, you go and you upset that really good team for the first time, and it's like week 6. But boy, the flight home is almost like we won a big playoff. You should have
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
there's a cell. It's like that's not the end of the season, but
Right.
it's 2 different phases of being a part of a sports team.
What's one thing that you've learned? And I mean, you've been here since 2012, correct?
Yes.
Since 2012. So you've been able to learn and process and observe players' attitudes when you're in a good spot. What's one thing you've learned since 2012 where you can kind of watch your team and be like, okay, we're in a good position to play today? What are some signs of that? And then on the other side, where you're like, I don't know if these guys are as dialed in as they want to be. Because I think like Mike Vrabel, he was a coach that I thought did a really good job of like understanding by Wednesday where we were. And he would kind of call it out on Thursday. Like, you guys, listen, we can't just show up in uniforms and win.
Yeah.
And he would kind of right the ship that way. Like, are there certain specific things you can observe as a GM while watching practice, being like, oh, these guys are dialed, as opposed to not?
It's probably not off of one practice. It's probably from the start of training camp throughout, right, how precise. It's probably not one practice, because I've been a part of teams where while the Thursday or Friday practice was a debacle, and you end up going in and having a good game. And that could be the doldrums of the season, and you're in November. But there is often a vibe. There is some version of an energy where the 2 examples I'll give, and it probably doesn't answer your question, but at least it's an interesting answer, is when we traded for Matthew Stafford, and we were down in Irvine, which is south of here, Orange County. So Cal Irvine instead of Loyola Marymount. But it was like we didn't throw an incomplete pass. There was this buzz about Matthew. There's a lot of pressure on Matthew. We just traded Jared Goff and 2 1s for Matthew, and for really only one reason, right? It's not to, it's like, okay, let's go do something meaningful.
Yeah.
Or more meaningful than we had. And you just, okay, here's what you did know. Wow. We're going to be pretty good on offense. Like, we're really precise. He's lighting it up. And then all of a sudden people are looking, and the teammates are like, okay, this is different. And there's this confidence building. Interestingly, though, it is interesting until you go play that first game. Like you're 0-0 and it's the first game. You're sitting in the locker room, probably the longest wait, to kick off whenever it is. And I think we probably played a Sunday night game to kick off the season. And you're going, I got no clue how today is going to go. Like you just, okay, we've had good. But then once you show it on the sun, then it kind of builds, right, momentum, confidence. You got a clue who you're going to be.
Right.
Take that to when we kind of began the retool on defense. That's when we drafted. I mean, we had been drafting. I mean, we had Kobe Turner, then it was Fisk and Jared Verse. We had this really young defense, and they practiced. I mean, they practiced like they were in 8th grade it was like they were having fun. Rob Havensteins and what year he is, and he's like, these guys are, I mean, they're practicing too hard. We're just at practice, right?
Yeah.
You know how a veteran would be. And you could just tell they were just youthful. And it was so tenacious, so urgent, violent. We went to practice a couple of teams, and it was wow. And this might have been more like 24. But we opened up the year, and those guys, we went and I forget what game, it might have been week 2 after getting beat week 1. And this team went after the Kyler Murray, and it was like they had no clue. They didn't know you needed to contain him. He was spinning out. He played Superman ball that day, and the Cardinals destroy us. And the interesting thing, you're going, oh my, we got the youngest defense in football, and it looks young. But it was kind of fun to watch. Myself, and maybe it was just self-talk, maybe it was really therapy for Sean in some senses. I think this thing's going to gel. You got to like how the individuals are playing. Fisk, Verse, Kobe, they're playing violent. They're trying. They care. They just, the gaps are off, and it's a little clunky now. But you were like, I think this thing's going to gel. And again, it began gelling, and by the end of the year, we turned it around and got to the playoffs. And that
right.
So those are the moments, kind of what you're saying. But it's probably not just one practice. I've probably been a part of teams where older team, the season's over too early. Like, let's call it week 10, it's over.
Yeah.
Then I call it, okay, now it's like we're at junior college. It's like no one cares.
It's Cabo season.
Yeah. You're like, okay, but it's been a while since we've been there. Same story, gonna bore you. When Sean first got here.
Yeah.
And Jared was a sophomore year. He had played a few games his rookie year, but Sean will tell you this was a great joke, and we had been bad historically, statistically on offense during our had been a really salty defense, but we were kind of 32nd in a lot of metrics offensively. And man, Sean's. I mean, it was fun to watch us practice. We went over and scrimmaged the Chargers. Jared had a really, really good day. We had Gurley, and then we had some good player things like that. They were gelling. We're clicking, and I'm like, hey, Sean, man, I think we got a really good shot of being a lot better offense than we have been. He's like, for God's sake. I mean, I don't know what he said. It was a great joke. He says, I mean, y'all were 32nd. I mean, if we're not better than 32nd, just shoot me.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He didn't take it as a compliment, but it was interesting. You could see it, you could feel it, and then it came to life during the season.
That's awesome.
That was the longest answer to a question.
I love it though. Anytime you're doing an interview or a podcast, you love the guest to talk as much as possible, and it's fun.
And I didn't even answer his question.
Oh, we have to do BLQ? We have to get out of here. Okay.
Who do you have?
BLQ. It's a Bud Light question.
It's a big one, I don't know if I'm good at these.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? I'm an only child, kind of introverted. I'll
tell you what, I'm never going to walk away from this conversation being like, that Les Snead guy, he's an introvert. Never. Yeah, that's the old LA in you.
Yes.
The new LA is coming through. A little more talkative, a little more having a little fun. But the Bud Light question is, anybody and everybody would do anything for an ice cold Bud Light. What's something that you would do anything for? Can't say family. Brock Bowers is on, saying a great steak dinner. I think Luke Combs said he'd do a fried bologna sandwich. Yeah, Steve Renella said sea dinosaurs.
I mean, I'm I mean, can we go sports here?
You can do whatever you want
Because it's not
family.
family.
Yeah.
And I am a little bit methodical. I'd like to think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Somehow bring Aaron Donald back to the Rams.
Yeah. Have you? Now I know we have to go.
Oh,
but if
for
we,
some reason, all of a sudden we're extending this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, we can.
I thought
this is this is up to you.
You know what I mean?
This is up to you. Is Aaron Donald? Is this a real thing?
I don't know if it's a real thing. Well,
you're the GM. You would know better than anybody.
Here's what I can say.
Okay.
For the first time since he retired, he does have an itch, right, to go right. You know what? He can kind of. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of something meaningful again.
Mm-hmm.
First time he's had that itch. The neat thing, you've retired. Now the second chapter for you doing this is probably, but you know, as a football player, when you retire, there's a cliff, and there's probably some foggy days of like, what do I do with my day?
Who am I? What do I do?
All those things. Neat thing with Aaron, and I'm sure he may have gone through that, but I don't think there's been many days where he's actually said, man, I'd love to go practice football again, or I'd love to. He did say there's some times where you miss the locker room. Maybe in the playoffs, there's some times like, that'd be cool to be on the bus over there. But I can say for the first time since he has retired, he's got an itch, and he's actually working to see if he can scratch that itch. That's the part of Aaron Donald that everyone should know. He has this standard, and if he doesn't think he can get close to that standard, he'll probably just say, you know what, it's best to keep, whatever, put some calamine lotion or something on the edge.
Yeah.
That's Alabama.
Yeah.
You ever had poison ivy?
Is it? I have not, but I know Willie C. He's had it a few times. He's brought it up. If Aaron Donald called you right now, I was like, I'm in. How is that conversation as simple as that? Where you're like, okay, cool, let's do it. Or is that there more steps that have to take place?
There'll be some more steps, and a lot of it's, and we've had some of these discussions with him as it's kind of, let's call it whatever, trickled out into I call it the metosphere. All the platforms that, communicate.
There's some trickling taking place. This will definitely be a trickle. What you're saying right now.
Yeah. So, so we've had those, but a lot with, win, roll,
right,
all those things.
I'm sure if you're just like, hey, don't come to camp, come the last week, get a little tune.
We'll save a roster spot for him. Is what.
Yeah, you'll start the season with 52, hoping for a 53rd to come down the street.
And if we start with 53, maybe we.
Oh.
I mean, it happens.
It does. It's business.
You know what I mean?
That 53rd guy is going to call his parents. I did it. I made it. And then he's going to see a report. Aaron Donald.
You clear waivers. We'll get you back on practice squad.
Yeah.
Hey, if someone claims you, great. You know what? You get.
That's awesome. 31 other teams got to see you. This is incredible. But imagine being the guy that barely made the roster. I'm on it. Call my parents. Yeah, I did it. I'm in the NFL. My dreams come true. You get on your phone. You look. Aaron Donald's coming back to the LA Rams. The next thing you see is just an LA area code calling you. Hey, Les wants to see you in his office. You want to bring your playbook?
Here's what I can say. That'll be like one of the worst days of his life. Like 30 years from now, he'll be telling that story.
When the Rams,
I got cut for Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I got cut for Aaron Donald.
It'll be a better story later in life.
I know where we've already cut this podcast, even though we haven't cut this podcast. Myles Garrett. I mean, is that just an alien?
Oh, he's an alien.
Have you seen?
I've been watching this summer some of these documentaries on. I don't even think they call them aliens, but UFOs. They call them something else.
Yeah,
it's like UDAs. It's like they're undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, okay, I'm starting to buy in that maybe there's some whatever other life out there.
Yeah.
And then you see Miles at practice, and you go, oh yeah, there's
they're
life.
Among us.
Yeah, they're among us.
Have you seen his infamous gray short photo when he's doing a press conference?
No.
We'll have to show you before you walk out, because he knew what he was doing when he went up to the podium. I'll say that. Yeah. Being an alien. Yeah. He's a specimen. There's no doubt about it. I played him in 2017, his rookie year, and I'm so glad I never played him again, because it's like, all right, I got that. Now we're out of here.
I wish they'd have drafted Laramie, and I'd have been a right tackle, and that's what you're thinking. Like,
yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking to myself.
I'd have been a right tackle. It would have been an easy day. All I have to do is learn to
just block
over
out
here.
Yeah. You guys don't run an offense that you can just box out, though. You guys like that run off the ball stuff.
Yeah.
That Wanda, the Zorro, the Zap.
You would love playing OL.
I would.
I
had LaFleur at the Titans for a year, and that's kind of when we had that Arthur Smith that kind of ran the exact offense as you guys. I hated your offense, because it was so different than any offense I've ever done. And then once I figured out the techniques of it, it was by far and away my favorite offense I've ever been in for an offensive lineman.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I see you starting to make a little move over there. Let's give Les a round of applause. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming on, man. Hey, thank you for coming. All right, boys, we're going to take a small little break. Talk to you about Rose Sparks. The older one gets, the more it becomes clear that sex is about quality, not quantity. The vibes have to be just right. That's why Rose Sparks stands out. It helps ensure readiness when the moment is right. After it dissolves on your tongue, you get hard in about 15 minutes on average. And when both partners are having a good time, the experience is better for everyone. Rose Sparks helps you get fuller, thicker erections, and they last up to 36 hours, making it easier to be ready for another round if you're both feeling it. Rogue connects guys with a medical provider 100% online, and if approved, TripIt ships directly to their door. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order on Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/bussin to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/bussin to get $15 off your first order. Sparks is a compounded drug product. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. For full safety info, go to ro.co/safety info. Dude, Sean is, so we had him a couple years ago. And not a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And he was just like, the way he was talking was like hours of him just putting like bar after bar on us.
Oh.
One-liners that you want to write on a chalkboard.
Literally.
And be like, holy shit, dude. Everything he's saying, I'm sure in a team meeting room, he gets the boys cooking.
Oh my God. But like Andy Reid go up there, pull up the schedule,
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes. All right, break. Cool. Like we done.
Yeah. And
Sean here, bro. My first meeting with Sean, bro. I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, we still going.
Still
bro.
going for a while.
45 minutes. I'm like, oh, we missing lift. I'm like,
yeah.
bar.
Just
I'm
goes.
like, I'm just writing everything. I'm like, yup. Go
It's
back
one of those
home,
things you
tell
got
my
to
mom.
save in the group chat
Telling you.
every once in a
I'm
while.
gonna start doing some Instagram captions with this stuff.
And
bro.
just a Sean McVay, what
Just
you
a
should
Sean
do,
McVay, bro.
what would be a hilarious pull by you is like team meetings, write down the date and the time he says it. So when you guys get a W, put a photo of you, like, you know, big
Yeah.
PBU or interception, and then just a Sean McVay
Bookmark
bar
it, bro.
with the time and date.
I got it.
That's it.
Oh, I got it, bro.
I
I'm gonna
love
do
that.
it, bro, for sure.
Clearly, like you went from one contender to the next.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Last year, you guys were staring down the barrel of a three-peat.
Mm-hmm.
Vibes are high. I'm overdoing Get Up in the Morning on ESPN. Every
Yeah.
conversation revolves around the Kansas City Chiefs. Could they possibly be beat? Obviously, the season kind of goes not the way we want it to go. We missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
How was the locker room in Kansas City when all of a sudden, you know, there's this team that has all the confidence in the world. You have one of the biggest stars in the NFL dating the biggest star in the entire world.
Yeah,
Mahomes
facts.
is the baby goat. Like you have everything going for you guys. Like how was adversity in a locker room like that hasn't seen adversity in forever?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I first got there, even that was coming off of the Bengals just beat them at
Mhm.
home in the championship, and like over there, it's a winning mentality.
Mhm.
Like anytime we lose or anything, it's always just on the next one. Like we'll get it back. Don't worry. And last year, I feel like even for me, that was the first time like I was ahead of the DB group. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like let's get these boys rocking, and then we're losing, and we're like, nah, we're good, bro. We gonna make it back. Like we do this. We're used to this. And you lose, and everybody's sitting back like, kind of like, whoa, what's going on?
Right.
Like this isn't us. Like what do we have to do? And unfortunately, you know, it's the NFL. Some things happen like that. But I mean, the biggest thing for me was seeing there was just no quit. Like it was almost like guys almost tricked themselves. Like this wasn't real. Like we're losing, but like the scoreboard, that didn't matter. Like, no, we're not losing. Like our record's really not like that. Like the funniest thing was like Chris Jones. I think one of the games where we lost and we got finally kicked out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he's up at the podium. He's like, we still got it. And they're like, Chris, no. They're like,
It's over.
you're out.
Like
And-
it's like
and
if
he
you look
was
at
like-
mathematically, it's not going to make sense.
and he
for
was just
Chris.
like, oh, like I don't even know what to say. Like I
Yeah.
don't know how to be here. But like even guys like that, like Pat. Once Pat got hurt, like dog, I saw him the next day in the training room, like working out.
yeah.
Like, knee busted, and he's in there working out. And I'm just like, it's the mentality and the approach to just like, we got to just keep grinding. We got to keep grinding.
Yeah, Pat's he seems like an awesome guy. But if you're watching, like if I'm an offensive lineman and
Yeah.
I see Pat Mahomes, our fearless leader, go down and tear his ACL, you can't help but feel like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
dude,
no,
this
that's
is
real.
it. It's
Yeah.
it's over now. Is
Yeah.
that like kind of like the defining moment for you guys where you're like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Honestly, a little bit. I
Yeah.
feel like that was a moment where you're just like, yeah, this year is just like, it's not our year.
Yeah.
Like nothing's going well. Like I got hurt. So many guys got hurt. And then Pat went down. And yeah, you can just see everybody just like, damn, like what are we gonna do now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's just slow-mo videos of Chris
my
crying.
God, like that was surreal.
Kelsey's
seeing
losing
Pat
his
go
mind.
down, like, yeah. And like Trav's one, Trav, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he's low key the heart and soul of that team. And when you see him crush like that, you see Chris crush. Like, for some of the younger guys, their eyes kind of got big. Like, what do we do? You know, guys kind of got stuck. And like it was the end of the year, so I think guys kind of just was like, I mean, all right, let's just get through the rest of the season. Like, let's try our hardest. But like, I would be really interested if it was like a week 3. Like, how would guys really respond? Because
you sit there. I think at a week 3, it's like we got who was the backup at the time?
Minshew.
Yeah, and Minshew's got some moxie about him.
For
So we were like, okay, maybe we can do something.
And
Obviously,
then he got
Kelsey's
hurt.
still out there, just nuts.
And then it's like, now we're on the 3rd. I love Chris.
Yeah,
But like, just getting thrown into the fire like that, end of the year, bro, that takes some balls.
This is probably your first time too in a locker room where it's like you're in, Christmas is right around the corner, and guys are no longer talking about playoffs. They're talking about, hey, what are you doing when the season's over? You going to Cabo? Where you headed to? All those types of things. Like that had to be
weird,
kind of a shock for you. Because like my first year, we went 2-14.
Yeah,
I'm halfway through October, and I got 10-year vets talking about Cancun.
Yeah, look,
and I'm thinking this is crazy. Like, I can't believe people are talking like this.
That's real.
So it had to be a shock for you, huh?
Like, especially even getting hurt. Like, I was done December 7th, and like, this is obviously my longest offseason. Even if we didn't make playoffs, like, I feel like I haven't played football in so long. Like, I remember it was literally in May, and I looked at Sean, and I'm like, bro, like, I need to play some ball. I was like, you get that itch going. You're like, dude, I haven't played football in months. But yeah, just seeing guys almost just like, not know what to do. Like, it wasn't even like we're booking trips. It was just like, so, like, what are you going to do after this? It was just like, what are you doing? And everyone's just like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
because every player, like the first week or 2 after the season, you're like, bro, this is the best.
Oh, yeah.
Sit
like,
down, don't set an alarm, eat whatever you want for
eat
a little
whatever,
because
bro.
like you have this specific date in your head. You're like, this is when I'm gonna start getting back after it.
Yes.
And when stuff like that happens, like get an injury, the minute you get injured, it's like I have to be 100% like tomorrow. Like, what do I have to do immediately?
Literally, you're up the next morning, like 6 a.m., like going into the training room, doing all these things. And like in my situation, it was always like, I know it was the end of the season, but I was like, maybe I can play one more game. You know? I was like, I know we're out of playoffs, but like maybe I can just get one more in. And then they would just be like, all right, but not maybe just chill. Like, okay. But like it was just that mentality where like in the season you're just going. You're just like, gotta lock in, gotta go to meetings, gotta do this. And then it stopped. And I remember watching the first playoff game at home for me in my career was so weird.
Bro, what a rare, you have like truly, that's such a rare thought process.
It's insane.
Yeah, like just my experience, like we didn't make the playoffs until like 4 years in. And even then, like guys that had been on other teams be like, hey, just so you know, like this is not forever. Like the fact that we're even in a playoff game is amazing.
That's
and
crazy.
the first time in your career is like longer down the line is just wild.
Yeah.
When you hit the off season, when did you start to feel like, okay, my time in Kansas City might be over? Was it super abrupt? You find out on the ticker, your agent just call you, or was there kind of like a little bit of a rumor taking place?
Like, I mean, the whole time they're telling me, we're going to get it situated. We're going to get the contract done. We're going to get it done. Like the whole season. So really, my off season, I was like, all right, I'm going to go chill. Knowing the Chiefs, they're going to kind of drag this out.
Right.
So like,
you seen Tyreek Hill. You saw how
know
that
what
was going.
I saw a few things.
That.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to book a trip here. Like, I might not be at OTAs this moment. Like, I'm just like, we'll get it done eventually. But like, I'm cool. I'm sitting back. And then, like Combine came around. My agent started talking to him and whispers started happening. Like, I don't know if they're going to bring you back, this and that. And then literally like 2 days after the Combine ends, I'm training. And my Apple Watch, bro, just ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, group chat? Like, what is going on, bro? I look at it.
Someone did something bad.
I'm like, I don't know, bro. Do not disturb. Like, let me just focus on the workout, bro. And all of a sudden I see my fiance and my mom walk into the training. I'm like, why are y'all here? Like, my first reaction was like, come on, bro. Like, don't come train. Like, this is weird. And then, I was like, oh, hold on, look. And it was just like, you're traded. And then my agent's blowing me up. I'm sorry, bro. Like, it came out before I could even call you, this, that, and third.
No way.
And I was just like, whoa. Like, for real, like, the world stopped for a second. I was just like, let me get my bearings. Like, what just happened? And then I found out it was LA. And I was like, oh, I mean.
You were living.
I'm like, well,
going back home, like, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm good. But just that moment, like, as you know, getting traded, it's just like a moment where you're just like, whoa, what is going on?
Are you CAA?
Yeah.
Pat Collins?
Pat Collins.
Dude, so Pat Collins was a senior at Michigan when I was a freshman. So I've known Pat forever. Also, with that being said, shame on Pat for not having his ear to the ground. That's fucking crazy.
Bro. Look, bro. And he's sharp. Like,
Pat's on top of it.
My God, that is hands down the best.
I was literally
agent
with
I've
him
been around.
last week in Nashville. And he comes over and he was like talking about your house.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's incredible.
Yeah,
he was
just had him over.
he was glazing the house a little bit.
I bet, bro. Hey, get him right, bro. Hey, Pat, come on, big dog. That's not like you, bro. But yeah, I remember I opened the front door, but his mouse was on the floor, and I'm just like, Pat, bro, come on, dog. Like, act like you've been here before,
right,
bro. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. But no, like it was surreal. And like knowing that it was LA, like for sure. I mean, Sean called me, all these people call me, but it was definitely, obviously, you know, I'm expected to go back to the Chiefs. So a little part of me was just like, damn, bro, like what's up with that? Like you didn't let me know anything. I didn't have any conversation about nothing. It was just like, bye, pretty much. Like,
and this whole time you're booking the trip, you're getting to work at it, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be a Chief next year. And out of nowhere they do that, which is like, you've heard a couple of guys say that, not just about the Chiefs, but multiple. That happens all the time to guys.
Yeah.
What your initial reaction, I'm assuming, is anger before you find out where you're going.
Yeah.
So you have anger. How quickly did it turn to like, oh shit, like Matthew Stafford?
I mean, honestly, pretty fast.
Guys.
You know what I mean? Because I'm also one of those guys where it's like, I can't hold on to the past. Like, this happened. It happened. Like, let's just move on as fast as I can. And honestly, having that conversation with Sean McVay, and then our DB coach, Jimmy Lake, was my DB coach at Washington. So, like, there was automatically, like, relationship there. Just talking to both of them two out the gate, just already was just common. Like, I like took a deep breath. Yeah, I was like, all right, going back home. Obviously, I don't know really anything about the NFC. First off, never been in the NFC. Like, just so many. By the way,
the conference you're in is brutal,
bro. It's so funny. We're at the opening, the Nike opening, and it was like me, Saquon, Jaden Daniels, and all of them were talking about who's making it out of the NFC, right? Like, oh yeah, we got it this year, and I'm sitting back, bro. Like, I'm listening to the conversation. I'm kind of joking around, bro, and then like midway through, I go, hold up, bro. I'm like, I should be in this conversation. Actually, like, I forgot I'm here now, bro.
Right.
And they're all looking at me and they're like, nah, bro, you don't count, bro. You're on the Rams. I'm like, all right, well, dang. But yeah, like totally forgot that I'm in the NFC. So just like everything about it was so different to me. But then you come in and you go to the OTAs and you hear Sean, and like, honestly, this team is so fun. Like, they're young, they're hungry. Like, you can just tell there's just like this attention to just wanting to get better. Like that Sean McVay, like how he runs his program, that like I've seen it really work. Like these guys believe, they bought in, and honestly, bro, I'm having so much fun. Like, I feel like I got that spirit back, like that swagger back they talk about. Like, I'm in LA, I'm with guys who make this fun. Like, I can't wait for the season.
Dude, that's awesome. And it's so interesting to hear you come from two extremely successful programs, and you have one head coach, and his main talking point is about cheeseburgers and what he puts on it, which is not a bad thing at all. It's very funny. And then Sean, the way he talks, like, what are some other comparisons or some differences between the Chiefs and the Rams that are like, oh, this is so weird how it is different from Kansas City?
Yeah, I feel like both obviously Hall of Fame coaches. Big Red, he got it down to a textbook. You know what I mean? Like, the reason they win is Big Red knows how to win. He knows how to get guys in the right position, how to get your bodies right. But like, it's a little more old school. Like, you go to KC, bro, you are working like 3-hour practices. Our training camp days go from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. structured every day, 4 days a week, 1 day off, come back, 4-day practices. And I come over here and Sean McVay's a little more like, we want your body to be fresh. We want you to be fluid. Like, yeah, we're going to hit it hard. But like today we had a jog through, which I've never had a jog through in my life.
How nice is the jog through day?
Oh my, bro. I'm out there like smart, bro.
Not a better vibe in the world than
when
a
you
jog
wake up
through
in
day.
the morning, know it's a jog through, you're like, I need it.
Isn't it crazy how you wake up with so much energy on jog through days, but then full pad days you wake up and everything hurts for some reason?
Bro, you're like dead tired.
Yes.
You have bags, and then literally like the next day you wake up with all the energy.
Yeah.
And it's like, where was
not
this
even sore?
Yesterday, bro?
And then the
like,
next day you have the jog through. Tomorrow you'll be in probably a heavy pads day.
Be so
you'll wake
sore,
up and be like,
bro.
fuck,
like,
dude, this is
I
too
didn't do
much.
anything yesterday, bro. But
exactly,
why am I sore?
dude.
Like, it's a mentality, like truly, and that's what I think Sean does a good job at. It's just your mentality. Like, that's what Coach Reed did. These training camps, why they were so long, he was like, bro, we're gonna mentally break you so you can find out like how far you can go. So like, you get to the fourth quarter and it's a close game. Like, there's zero like hesitation that we're gonna win. Like, Yeah, done 18 play drives, 20 play drives, 10 play drives. It's like, been there, done that, easy. Like, it is what it is. And then you come over here and you're like, oh, like, I'm like, oh, we're not practicing for 3 hours? Like, how are you going to get there mentally? And then you listen to Sean, you see how the guys work, and you're like, I understand now. Like, it's just a mentality. And that's really like, as you know, as a football player, like, the mentality is the biggest thing once you get the NFL. Like, we're all big, we're all fast, we all know what we're doing, but like, who really wants to do it day in and day out?
Yeah, the consistency, the disciplines.
That's why I love Pat Mahomes and Matthew Stafford. Like,
yeah.
Being able to sit back and watch two great quarterbacks literally show up at a certain time, do a certain thing like every day. I'm like, I got to do it too. Like, if they're doing it, I got to do it too.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, like, you're seeing two great quarterbacks, one with a bunch of gray hair all over his face, and the other one is like still young and considered in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
But Stafford coming off like an MVP year, like, you guys have to be sitting here every day being like, well, there's truly a purpose with what's taking place. Like, you go to other facilities that had, that had top 5 picks this past year. They're just hoping to have a breakout season, do the 9-7 thing or the 9-8 thing. Like, do you feel that level of pressure, or is it just been, hey, we've kind of been this way since I've been at Kansas City as well?
Like, I mean, honestly, for me, it's kind of just been that way. Like, stepping into the Kansas City culture, going to 3 Super Bowls every year, like, I'm used to the headlines. Like, I know my boy Jalen Watson who came with me. Like, that's something that we brought into like the DB room, and even just the defense was just like, I remember when Myles Garrett got traded like that day, and the news broke. Sean McVay told the team, and we went into our DB meeting, and we didn't even meet. We just talked like for hours straight. Coach was just like, I'm gonna open the floor, just get your feelings out. Obviously they lost Jared Verse. Jared Verse was a huge part.
He seemed like he's a huge personality on this team that everybody
guys loved him.
Yeah.
And like, I was there for a few weeks with him, but I could tell like dude came to work. He had high energy. Like, he was loved. And I know that kind of hurt a lot of guys when they traded him. But I remember sitting there and being like, I know we got Myles Garrett, but like, you guys do realize this is going to make the season even harder. Like, you know how much harder teams are going to play us because of the weapons we have, knowing that you have to play the Myles Garretts and the Davantes and like, we have all this star power. That's just going to give everybody more reason to try harder. I was like, so you really got to like almost even work harder now that we're better, instead of being like, oh no, like, we'll make it. It's like, no, now we have an expectation. We have a standard. Like, now we got to go. Like, now's not the time to pull back and be like, oh, we got it. Like, this is easy.
Yeah.
You got to put your foot down and like, you got to grind, because the best thing for me in the league is when like you play a team and then you can look across and you can see they quit and you're like, oh, bro, we got it in the bag. Like, they don't want to be here no more. And I'm like, if we can achieve that like every week, like, that's where you want to be. Like, being on the Chiefs, once we got there, I was like, we'll win the Super Bowl.
Dude, it's so interesting to hear you talk about like the DB room taking an hour to have a conversation when the result of your team is you got Myles Garrett, who's the reigning defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
But all like, what came out of that conversation? Like, how were the emotions of the other guys that have been here longer than you and had known Verse for so long?
That was honest. That's like one of my favorite moments from even just being on the team was Sean McVay standing up in the room with Jared Verse in the room, saying what happened, letting Jared Verse get up and say a few words, and every single guy went up to Jared Verse, shook his hand, gave him some words of like encouragement, and then like guys weren't even like excited, like knowing you have Myles Garrett come to the team. Like, I heard the news, I started smiling, I looked around, I was like, oh, I was like, we're not like, it was just like, everyone's like, whoa, hold on, like Jay Verse, like, you gonna let him go? And I was like, that's special. Like, right there off rip for me, I was like, there's something here about just how tight knit this group is.
Feels like college.
Like it really feels like a home. Like, you come into here and guys are excited to see each other. Guys are asking about families. They know everything about everybody. And like, it was the same way with the Chiefs, but like here, it's just a different level of, I feel like other teams, like the NFL is a business. You know, sometimes things are going to happen. Like, it's a business. And guys truly take it personal here. And I thought that was so cool. I was like, this is how you guys keep getting back. This is why you guys are so good, because you guys are fighting solely for each other. Like, there's no ego. There's no, I'm going to go get this stat this year. There's no, I'm going to go get this sack or this many picks. Everybody's just like, how do we go just win games? And I love, because like, that's how I like playing football. Like, I don't care about my stats. I'm like, whatever it says at the end of the year for this team, and if we win the Super Bowl, that's it. That's a successful year or not a successful year.
Right.
Like, that's what I base it on. And knowing the whole team's like that for me, I was like, whoa. I walked into a place that I feel like for me is where I should be.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, if you're in the back right now for a Rams PR team, they're probably sitting there being like, this is the greatest interview, the greatest part we could ever possibly get for the way you're talking about this team. Have you always thought about your successes from a team standpoint? Or was there ever a level of like possibly some selfishness? Just like, I want to have good stats when I'm at Washington, I want to get drafted higher. And if that's the case, like, did that ever when did it transition to you being like, I'm more of a team guy?
Maybe it was. I mean, I always grew up on like the not good team.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always like playing hero ball as a kid, like give me the ball and we're going to win, that mentality. And then I always wanted to play running back or receiver. And I got to high school my freshman year and they're like, you're too small. You can't play here. Like, go somewhere else. And I remember I was crushed, bro. I was like, there's no way you just told me I can't do this. I remember there's like, go play corner. I was like, corner? Like, I've never played corner. I was And I did it, and like, I mean, look at me now. I put in the work, but like, you know what I mean.
It
like,
worked out.
But still, like that right there, I was like, okay, like this is bigger than me. Right there, set the tone where it was like, I have to get in where I fit in, and as long as I can be a part of this whole scheme, like that's how we'll win. And then going to college, and obviously my junior year, my goal was I'm going to the league. I was like, I don't care what happens this year, I'm gonna make sure that I'm going to get drafted. I don't care if it's first, second, third, fourth, whatever it is, I'm gone. But then, honestly, just being with the Chiefs and understanding what it meant to win a Super Bowl, like just doing your job was the sole thing we said in the playoffs. Like during the year, guys try to go get sacks, guys trying to get picks, guys got, they got all these incentives trying to make money. But as soon as that first playoff game hit, everybody's locked in on their one job.
Right. Stats don't matter anymore.
That's it.
It's just getting the win call.
Everybody's like, just win. And once I like thought about that, and I was like, we won and then won again. It's like, why would I change it? Like seeing the success and guys doing that versus not, I was like, this is really what ball's about. Like they talk about 11 on the field. I can be the best stat person ever, and one other guy's not doing their thing and we'll lose. Like, that's not a good feeling to me.
And it transitions to better leadership too, when you're not so worried about your own individual performance.
Yeah.
Dude, I know we have such a short amount of time with you. I have one more question for you. It's the Bud Light question. But dude, the way you're just talking these 15 minutes, we've got to figure out a time in the offseason and get you on the bus.
I'm with it for sure.
Because this is, there's so much meat left on this bone. It's just crazy. But the Bud Light question is this. People do anything for a nice cold Bud Light. You know that.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Come on now.
It's the greatest thing you ever sip on in your entire life. So refreshing.
So refreshing.
What is something that you would do anything for? Can't say family.
Oh, good question. Anything for?
It's kind of a hard question.
Yeah. Because you can get deep.
Right.
Or you can't. You know what I mean?
Do you want some examples?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had Brock Bowers said he'd do anything for a steak. A nice steak dinner.
A nice steak.
We've also said, who said the dinosaurs? Steve Ranella from Meat Eater. He's a guy up in Montana hunts. He's like, I would love to go back and be able to see the dinosaurs. And then there's the low-hanging fruit of, clearly you guys want to win a Super Bowl this year. Yeah, Clay. It's Clay. I would love to win the lottery.
The lottery would be dope.
Right? Imagine all the success you've had in life. And like also just a little cherry on top. Oh, and by the way, you won the lottery.
See, I'm low-key. That's where my selfishness will come in though. Because if I win the lottery and then I hear somebody else won it, and now you got to share, I'm going to be like, bro.
That make you sick.
You know what I mean?
Like, you look at, let's say it's $1 billion and you're like, I'm getting $1 billion. And like, oh, actually this person won. Now all of a sudden 500 million is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you're like,
that's crazy.
It's nuts actually to think about. What I would do, honestly, bro, to go to space.
For real.
To go to space.
Great answer. It's a phenomenal answer.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, look.
I mean, you are very wealthy. I'm sure
I might know some people too.
Who you know?
I mean, look, we played Thursday night, Prime Video. I know he's got a.
Hey,
I know he got something.
Yeah, he's got something out there.
I got to go shake his hand one of these times for real.
So, hey, very nice to meet you. I've always thought about space. I'm your guy.
If you have an extra seat open, like, just let me know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like,
I would jump on board with you.
I would jump on board.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
That would be fun, man. Hey, we appreciate you coming on, Joe, dude. This has been way too short, but a lot of fun.
Of course.
And just enjoy camp. Make a lot of friends at your new camp setting.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get you on the bus in the offseason.
Let's do it.
Promise?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, real. I love it.
This summer, two incredibly handsome podcasters faced their toughest decision yet. Eat this or choose greatness. This is our toughest decision yet. We either eat this or we choose greatness. High protein, clean ingredients, no unnecessary drama. Just Kevin's Natural Foods. Based on a true story. Available in grocery stores nationwide.
Boys, we're also going to lock in real quick here with a Lucy. Bang! Lucy, that's the daily. Espresso is my favorite, hands down. And that bite and burst thing where it pops you in your mouth and hits you with the flavor, it never gets old. I mostly use it to lock in, and if I need to focus or I need a little energy boost, this is what I reach for. Pre-workout, post-workout, doesn't matter. It works either way. These bad boys go up to 12 milligrams, so if you need a little something with a little more kick, they've got you covered. And the thing I respect most, they're independently owned, proudly American made, not some big tobacco brand playing dress up. That matters to the boys. And Lucy's the only pouch doing long lasting on demand flavor like this. Get 20% off your first order at lucy.co/bussin. Use code bussin. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every customer is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Let's get back to the episode.
At what point do you sit there and you're like, I'm getting too old for this?
Right now.
Right now? Yeah. Are you starting to feel it a little bit more?
I mean, so I got a unique situation, just the way my body and my genes are set up. So I can still go out there and look like year 6, but I recover like it's year 13. That's for sure.
No shit.
Yeah, I feel like I can go out there and still make it look like, if you watch me at practice, you'd be like, how's he still moving, like that after all of these years?
Yeah.
But when I get home or when I wake up the next day, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what year 13 is supposed to feel like.
You know what's so interesting to me, dude? When you're bringing up like how you can still make it look like year 6, like when you watch receiver and your time at the Raiders. Yeah. And it was like a down year from statistically. Yeah. And then you go to the Jets and it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of times the memory on how good receivers are is so short where guys like start getting looked past. But even after like those 2 years, people are still like Davante Adams, top 5 wide receiver. Yeah. Is that like a unique thing that I'm maybe just seeing, or is like, because it feels like people are so quick to be like, who's the next guy? Who's the next guy? Yeah. And you've, even through years that haven't gone the way you wanted, right, everyone's still like, yo, this is still the fucking guy around here.
No, 100%. I think that I play a position where in today's game, like it's not just the big 3, big 5, like how it was, like when I first got in the league, like Julio, AB, like year in and year out, it was, they were going to be the kings. Yeah. And now it's just, you got guys coming in like, I think really around my year, it happened before I came in, but 2014 coming in with Odell, and he kind of started something with just dudes coming in ready to play right away. Yeah, and just on a little bit of a different level like that. But the way, and Sean always talks about it, I think the ultimate measure of performance is consistency and over time being able to do it, and then like you said, having 1,100 yard year or 1,200 yard year, and them saying, oh yeah, he fell off. You know what I mean? Like that just speaks to, being able to do it at obviously setting a high bar, and then just being able to sustain it. It means a lot to me to be able to do that. And, you can peak and do all that stuff early, but I wouldn't trade the way that my career is going as far as, the growth and starting maybe a little slower than some of those guys, and just finding a way to hold on, man, and stay healthy and, have 2 8 touchdown years where they're like, oh, he sucks. You know? Like
that's just bullshit mainstream media though. Correct. Like looking for the click. How are we going to put this so people can look at it and be like, oh, we didn't.
And they want to crown a new king every time, So when
because it's the same thing. It's like LeBron and Tom Brady. Like these guys are so successful for so long. Like we kind of get numb to the idea of looking at them, being like their greatness is still at this level. Exactly. But who else can come up and catch them? That becomes the new conversation taking place.
Which is the same. I mean, you see it. It's not just football though. I mean, it's music too. As soon as somebody gets popped, now we claiming that they're the best that we ever heard. But while they're doing it, it's like, oh my God, like, it's not as good as it once was, or whatever, even though playing receiver is crazy because it's so much about circumstance. It's not just how good you are. It's about, what the team looks like. Is it the same play that the O-line blocked it up great, or you might block it up great and then the receiver drops the ball, and so it's just so much the most team game that there is. So at the end of the day, it's hard to just judge everything based off statistics, but that's just the way that it goes.
It's definitely, especially for a skill position, like for me as an offensive lineman, like I can still have my successes
Mm-hmm.
regardless of whether you catch the ball or not. The running back does well. Like if my block is good, it's just objectively that block is good, and that's it. So I can be successful or not successful, regardless of what the team is doing.
Yep.
Did you you brought up Odell, 2014 class? Shout out us for being in that class.
Mm.
When you say your career comes on a little bit slower, but the burn is a little bit longer. Odell, I think he's still trying to play, right?
Yeah,
still trying to find himself. He's out with the Giants.
With the Giants now.
Yeah, he's back with the Giants. He's with the Giants, but he's kind of jumped around a little bit. Didn't really play last year. I'm out. I'm sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
Does that, like, when you think about longevity and the career that you've had, did you see it kind of going this way when you started? Was a second round pick out of Fresno?
Yeah, I definitely didn't. I mean, I always felt that way coming out. Like, you know, I led the nation in all receiving categories my last year, and I didn't even really think about the NFL until maybe 75, 80% way through that season. You know, I was just being, you know, just having fun playing football, like being a kid out there.
Yeah.
And I attribute a lot of my success really just to having that mindset where I'm more where my feet are. And honestly, the biggest thing is it's not just like, oh, I'm trying to stay so focused, but I just truly feel like it's hard to fully do what you want to do as a receiver, no matter what. Like I can go out there and have 1,600 yards, and that doesn't mean that I feel like I maximized it. Like who's to say that 1,600 is like the blueprint for like a great season?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if I go and I can, you know, actualize my potential every single year, it'd be a lot more than that, you know? So when I leave out of each season, I'm always thinking like, you know, people are giving me kudos for what I did. And I'm like, I appreciate that, but it was a lot left out there still, you know? So having that mentality is what I think led to me having a, you know, lengthy, successful career.
Yeah. I feel like some of the best athletes I've ever been around, like it's that pursuit of 1% better, being able to be delusional in a sense of like, you'll hear one comment somebody makes and that's like the motivation you needed for that day, that year, that month, whatever it is. Julio came from the Falcons to the Titans. And I remember him sitting with AJ Brown and they were having a conversation. He said something along the lines of the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Talking about like, if you're not getting catches, you're not getting targets, like be vocal about that.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I like the skill guys. Like I want the DBs to talk shit with my wide receivers, be like, yo, I'm fucking open. I want this.
Right.
Like, was that your approach early? Is it now? Was it ever? Like, were you a guy that's like, I need to be more vocal about like what I want to do to contribute more?
Early, no, it wasn't that way. Cause I came in, I was playing with Jordy and Randall, and they were both Pro Bowlers. And honestly, I was just kind of appreciating not having to be the man right away to kind of, you know, get my bearings, and I still had to get better. Like I feel like I came in raw, and I was kind of drafted off of, you know, putting up big numbers. I had 24 touchdowns my last year in college, so like it was a lot of things like that statistically that wowed them.
It's just nuts, dude.
Yeah, so
just says it so casually too, like it's not that 24.
Well, I'm saying that because I feel like I wasn't really ready to be like one of the best, you know, used as like a top receiver in the league. Like I just wasn't. I still had a lot of, you know, my route tree was slant, bubble, and go routes. So I still had to like, I had everything it took like in my body, but still had a lot of learning to do and maturing as far as a football player. So I was always a mature person. I feel like I had to grow up fast, so I was ready for what that part entailed. But as far as coming in ready to just get 130, 120 targets, like no, it just wouldn't have. I don't think things would have panned out the way they did had I been used like that early.
Right.
Because then, you know, it's like, oh God, you know, let's move on. Like versus me coming in, kind of getting my feet wet, doing, you know, enough to make the fans be, you know, optimistic about the future. And then my second year, obviously, I mean, well, not obviously, because not everybody knows, but I had a horrible year. And I was like 112 out of 116 on the PFF, and we know how much PFF means.
Yeah,
but to a young
it's 100%
player,
correct the time.
Yeah, but I was playing like shit though, you know, so it wasn't like it was that far off. But as a young kid, it's hard to see that you think there's 4 people worse than me in the league at my position. That's kind of crazy. You know, I was a pretty high draft pick for you to be critiquing me like that. So then I had to kind of take a look in the mirror and, you know, get healthy, because that 2015 season I wasn't healthy the whole year basically, and then came back in 2016 and had 12 touchdowns, and then, you know, the rest was history from that point.
How hard is it for you in that first and second year? And we talked about Odell, and you see some of these other guys, young cats, like having success a little bit. I think Brennan Cooks too as well, right?
Cooks, even Jarvis.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
guys are kind of like going off, and if I'm a receiver, I wouldn't be able to help but feel like, not like fuck these guys, but like I'm just as good as these cats. I'm not
100%.
getting the the respect I deserve, or something like something's going to tell me in my head, like, you know, whatever that delusional chip is in our mind from a competitive standpoint. Yeah. How did you handle that type of adversity in those first couple of years?
I felt it was more FOMO than it was hating, because, you know, it is like hate the player, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean? But it was more of like everything that was happening with me was more about me. So I couldn't really look at on the outside and like really worry about that. And I feel like that just was going to stress you out. It's like playing a golf round and the dude with you is just going bananas and you can't get the ball off the ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be mad at you and ruin the whole vibe for everybody around here. So
I'm going to quietly go behind a tree and scream real quick and come back.
Yeah, maybe snap the 7-iron.
Yeah.
I don't know what that equates to in football, but I don't know, maybe a clipboard or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely something that kind of was hard for me, because I did let my confidence get rocked a little bit by, you know, you in college at this point. I was just, everything I seen on social media was just all love, you know, everything. Every week I was going 220, you know, 150, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. So we were coming out ready to, you know, party every game.
Yeah, and you knew, like, I'm getting like the first 15 plays that they're scripting, like 100%. 12 of those 15 are targeted towards you. Yeah. And now you're sitting in a place where it's like, Jordy, you got Cobb. In that process with Aaron, from a leadership standpoint, did he help you at all with that? Did he kind of nurture, hey, this is kind of the process. I deal with a lot of adversity as far as people having opinions about me and how I'm playing. Like, this is how I handle it. Or was it kind of, hey, buddy, you got to sink or swim. Let it figure it out.
It wasn't really either of those. It was more. It was more of the, you know, it was more putting the arm around and less like, you know, you gotta kick it into gear. It was more like you see a guy every day. Like, I'm confident most days, but then you get there Sundays, and that's when it really counts. And I feel like that's when my confidence, I wasn't really exuding that. They weren't feeling me on game days, because I'm not the type that's just gonna say I'm the best. Like, I gotta do what I think is necessary to do in order to, you know, I put it on wax. Then now it's, you know, I can, even if you don't believe it, if I feel it enough based off the work I'm putting in and you know, the you know, what's happening on the field on Sundays, then I can have something to fall back on and say, yeah, you don't need to, as long as I truly feel it. Same, I mean, it goes out here right now. It doesn't just happen because my name is Davante Adams and I put on a 17 jersey. Like, I got to go catch that quick go ball, you know, catch those dagger routes and all of that right now. And that's what's going to give me the confidence for, you know, even this season in year 13. So everything is about the work for me. And that's basically what they did, is they just told me, Jordy, Randall, Aaron, all the guys were like, just be you. We see it every day. Like, we know. And they were more like trying to like not pay attention to it versus, you know, bring a bunch of attention. Like, hey, catch the ball and, you know, do this, or, you know, don't slip on your route. It's like, what are you doing? Like, just get out of your own head. You're one of the best I've seen, you know, as far as the way you can use your body and maneuver, you know, beating leverages, whatever the case may be. So I just had to basically put enough together, which, you know, was going to take actual work, and get on the field. 2016, started off with a good first game. And then once I started feeling like myself again, then now you're out of your head and out of your own way. And now it's just you versus him. And if I'm better than him, then that's how this is going to go.
Yeah. You sense when you watch a receiver from a couple of years ago, you can obviously see and feel your frustration on the Raiders. Then there's this fun, exciting thing where you're Rodgers on Pat McAfee show. You kind of lean in. It goes viral. Everyone's absolutely loving it. And it's awesome. I see that. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, they're about to get back together. That's amazing. Yeah. The Jets happen. It's like, you know, Jets just have a way of just not getting it done. No disrespect to all the Jets fans out there. But then you're able to come out here. And, like, how much of a breath of fresh air was it to be back in California, be around a guy like Sean McVay, who we had McDuffie just talking about how this guy just comes up and he puts bar after bar in a team meeting. We had him a couple months ago, and he had me running through a brick wall. And, dude, I can't do shit anymore. No, but I'm thinking to myself, like, this is incredible to be a part of.
Yeah.
So how was it coming to the Rams, seeing kind of how this franchise operates, having the success you did, red zone, receiving touchdowns? I think what's the stat? You'll know it, but it's like you've led receiving touchdowns on 3 separate teams in the NFL. I mean, in the league. Led the NFL in receiving touchdown, 3 separate teams in the league. Only player ever. Thank you. Also, Ryan Nolan's a huge Packers fan. He loves you.
My guy. Appreciate you, bro.
He loves you. Yeah, how was that, dude? How was it coming to the Rams?
Coming to the Rams was a breath of fresh air, man, because, you know, obviously I was grateful for my time in Vegas. I really enjoyed it. Loved playing in that city. Like, the love that I got from the outside was great. I got a new view of what the NFL can look like too, being in a small market like Green Bay, not really getting a whole lot of which is definitely not why I do this, but having, different marketing things that come, just seeing a different world almost is what it felt like going to Vegas. And I appreciated that. And then it was, obviously it was time to get out of there, and then went to the Jets, and that was more just to buy time and feel like I can at least be able to contribute and, lace up knowing that I can do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming here, I was like, okay, well, I've heard everything about this place, heard everything about Shine. Let's see how real it really is. So in my first few months, I basically told the media, I was like, I don't think I've ever heard somebody get spoke up the way Shine has. And then me to come here and meet him and basically see that it's as legit as what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
It was exactly what I needed, man. A team full of hungry young dudes, really young dudes, and really hungry dudes.
Yeah.
And that just made it, that made me fired up right away to come here, and they welcomed me right away. And it wasn't a team where I feel like I first got to the Raiders, I had certain teammates that never really got used to being teammates with me, like almost treated me like a celebrity, like, the whole time.
Yeah.
Versus like
they know the name, they know the status, they know the number.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh shit, I get to play with him.
Yeah. And that never really left with some of them. But then I got here and I was in the locker room with Jared Verse, and he's roasting me like day 2. Like, we in there, and I was like, this is the type of environment I love, a real like playful environment. Guys love spending time with each other. I'll hang out with the long snapper as much as I would the wideouts and sit down at the table. It don't matter who's there. I'm not like grabbing lunch, like, where's my guys? You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those teams where we just mesh really well. And I mean, you obviously see the talent that we have. So, and then the coaching staff, matches, what we have in the locker room as well. So it just was just an all around good deal for me.
You brought up Jay Verse. Obviously, he's now in the Cleveland Browns, and McDuffie was talking about how he just kind of got here. He hears, hey, Myles Garrett's coming to the Rams. He's like kind of juiced up, but he looks around the room, and everybody's kind of like sad, because like Jared Verse seems like a guy who's like a part of the culture, a part of the family. Like, what was that like for you? And that relationship, and watching a guy clearly is a piece of the business that everyone understands.
Mm-hmm.
But when it happens in real time right in front of you, and you're getting the reigning defensive player of the year, like, how was that for the team?
I think everybody, it was mixed feelings for sure. I mean, because you hear Myles Garrett, and the first thing you do is your eyes get big and you start getting excited. And then you think, well, what
are
we're
they
losing?
getting?
Yeah, exactly. And then you hear that, and it's like almost unbelievable because of what a player he is, what a presence he is for our team, the energy he's got, and he's like the mascot of the team, damn near. Like he's like one of those dudes, like great for the team, and just a happy soul, man. Like I really enjoyed him in the time that he was here. But then it's like we also gotta. That's just how this game goes. Like I've left teams, and I'm sure guys were sad, and then you bring in somebody new. It's time to love up on them and make them feel a part of the team.
Yeah.
So. It's a tough one, but I mean, when it's Myles Garrett, it makes it a little easier.
Yeah, is there a physique that beats Myles Garrett in the NFL?
No.
Let's just admire him for a moment.
Think. I mean, maybe Matthew.
Matthews. Clay Matthews, he had a little something to him.
Yeah, Clay.
But even Clay
was different. Clay was big, but he wasn't
white.
he wasn't.
Yeah. I get it. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
You said
it's a tone, tatted, or tan. You got to pick one.
One of them, yeah.
And if you got a couple, brother, it's going to be all good.
No, Myles got a few more shadows, that's for sure.
There was a photo that we always would post anytime Myles Garrett news would come out. I don't know have you seen the press conference photo of him in the Grays?
No.
Sure. Jack, you mind pulling that up for us real quick? I wish we had a monitor.
Yeah, I already know. You gave it away.
He got the Grays on. He's sitting there, no shirt. And it's a little bit like, what are you trying to do out here?
Letting them know.
He's letting everybody know what time it is. That's an alien.
Yeah, I mean.
A long enough pause to feel you have to say something about it.
Yeah. Anytime you put the Grays on, it shows you're a pretty confident man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Grays, no shirt. That's a confident.
You see an
move.
offensive lineman with the Grays on, you're like, oh, buddy.
Yeah, you like
darker colors.
For sure. Yeah, you definitely don't sweat at all while you're wearing them.
No doubt. Exactly. Looking like a suit coat button.
Right.
I have a fun question for you here. Start, bench, cut.
Ooh.
Rodgers, Stafford, Derek Carr.
Are we doing this? Are we putting this online?
No one watches the show,
okay.
So this probably won't catch any traction.
Start, bench, cut.
We can do marry, fuck, kill.
I almost would rather that. To be
Okay, let's
honest.
do Marry, Kiss, Kill.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll do start bench cut.
Okay.
Start Matthew Stafford.
So that is, by the way, the right answer.
Bench Derek Carr because he's not playing football anymore.
Fair enough.
So I don't know what he's doing. And then Aaron Rodgers, I mean, greatest thrower of the football ever. I mean, yeah, we'll put him on the bench. He's a little older now.
I mean, if he comes off the bench too, you know you're in a good spot.
We are 100% covered. I mean, he may not be too happy coming off the bench, but he'll get in there and get it done. That's for sure.
Have you ever thought about possibly doing ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers?
No,
not once.
Bro, I'm still scared to like. Yeah, I've never even put like a dip in my lip, bro. I'm not about to go and like sing.
You look
tribal.
at a smelling salt before a game and you're like, probably not too much.
I just started those like 2 years ago.
How awesome.
And I only do it when I really need it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you feel like you need that, but I'm not a guy that's like Aaron, like packs him in his nose and just takes a deep breath. I'm not one of those.
That's a little psychotic. I was very similar to that. I have a very addictive personality though. Okay. Over the top. You don't seem that way. You seem very controlled, disciplined, and poised.
I like to think so. Yeah. Yeah.
So no ayahuasca for you.
No, I'm gonna skip out on it. If I need to do some soul searching like that, then I don't know. I might need to just go to I don't know, wherever they go for soul searching.
where would you think they go in this world?
I was gonna say something, but I felt like it was gonna make me sound dumb.
Yeah, I'll sound dumb with you, dude.
I was gonna say visit the Dalai Lama. Is that dumb to say?
No, I think that's the move. I actually don't know who the Dalai Lama is.
I don't either, but Aaron met him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he has a picture with him.
I feel like the Dalai Lama. Like, how old's the Dalai Lama?
I thought the Dalai Lama was like 600 years. Like,
dude,
I thought it was like an old thing.
Okay, I'm glad.
Is it like a Pope thing where there's a new Dalai Lama, or
I don't know.
Is that one human being?
Is it a religious thing? He's 91, and has there been more than one Dalai Lama?
That's not old enough.
Yeah, because hey, no joke. Like you're worried about sounding dumb. Like I feel the same way. Like I hear about Dalai Lama, and I'm like, I feel like this is like a revolving title.
It is. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's the Pope. It has to be something like that where he's like, this is the new Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
But I think we both are pretty dumb.
Okay, hey, come on. That's us, dude. And the thing too is like if we were a little scared to be embarrassed, we would have never gotten that answer.
We would have never known
our whole life.
And all we did is show that we got pretty good common sense.
Yeah. Like Dalai Lama's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll take that. What else do we got, dude? I'm trying to think of any things I would miss. No, dude. We have one last. Oh, true. So Clay's been in the Bussin universe with us for a minute. He's in the locker room. Clay will tell you he's the reason why the locker room's so successful.
Clay Matthews.
Yes.
Oh man, I can't wait to answer this question. I've never told this story before.
Okay, I won't even ask a question then. Tell me a story about Clay Matthews.
Yeah, I gotta just take over. Clay, I hope you're watching this, bro, because you're gonna appreciate this. Yeah, you're gonna appreciate this. So Clay, by the way, I absolutely love Clay Matthews. Like that's me and Clay. We got to a really good spot, and we still speak, not all the time, but we still speak. I talked to him like right when I signed here and a couple times since I've been here. But first day conditioning, like the OTA period when the rookies get there and get like, you know, it takes a little time before they're with the vets. Vets start like April or whatever, and then we end up coming in like after the draft or whatever. So the first time that we're doing like conditioning stuff together as a team with all the rookies and everybody, we're sitting around in the indoor, and I'm on the ground like rolling out. And I was like, I'm gonna just plop down right here. It's like, it's a couple of the guys. So I sit down right there and I'm rolling out. We like talking, and I look over at Clay. I go, Clay, this is like 2 minutes before we start our conditioning test. I was like, Clay, what year is this for you? He goes, he's rolling out. He goes, just count my Pro Bowls. That'll tell you how long I've been in the league. Honest to God, he said that to me.
What's sickening about that is like I can 1000% see Clay saying that.
So from that point,
that's the most Clay thing ever,
bro. And that look like he damn near didn't want to answer it. Like I was like, am I about to get ignored right now? I'm like, and I'm thinking like, that's like people don't. Whether I just met a dude, like whatever, people don't treat me like that. Like, you know, my dad told me when I was young, he was like, you teach people how to treat you. So the way I move, my energy is that of somebody that's not going to just take some bullshit or be treated any type of way. So even in that moment, I wasn't like, you know, for a lack of, I won't use that term actually. That's bad. But I wasn't glazing or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
That's a better word.
For the new words. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think y'all might know what I was getting ready to say before that. Yeah, I wasn't glazing him at all. It was just more like chop it up, and I'm not
trying to
afraid
make a new friend.
Talk to the big dog. Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like shit, I'm a big dog.
Yeah.
I'm a smaller dog than I was, but you know I'm still a big dog.
Right.
So what year is this for you? Just count the Pro Bowls, bro. That's what he hit me
Pro
with.
Bowls.
Just count. That's exactly what he said. Count my Pro Bowls, and I'll tell you how long I've been in the league. And I didn't even respond to it. I just go, and then probably didn't speak to Clay again for maybe 2 months after that.
You're that type of cat, huh?
Not one. I didn't
Won't
say
speak to
another
him.
word. I just was walking by him, everything. And then, you know, and he's the type, like, this was like early, like old NFL too. Like when we got in, this was like old vibes. Like you were still scared to be on the team. Like when you got in the league, like, you know, scared is not the right word, but like you definitely
You're
not
very
walking
nervous.
in. You walk in here as a rookie now with the team we have, like you don't even, like you might be initially because you're in the league, but then it's going to take 2 days before you feel like you're part of the team.
Right.
Like it's a different type of vibe. It's not no hazing. Like we're not sitting here, you know, it might be like, bro, you're closer over there, bring me some waters or grab towels for guys after the shower or something. But that's not hazing. That's just like rookie, very minimal rookie duties,
Right.
like stuff like that. That's what they come in. But when I got in, I'm like thinking like I was not comfortable for the first probably 3 weeks. Like I was in that thing, like trying to just find out who I was in this league.
That's where you go to the kitchen and you're like, who are my people? I need to find them in a corner somewhere.
Correct. No, it was rookies. It was all rookies.
Yeah,
Everybody who I was like did the rookie mini camp with, everybody that was still with the team at that point, that's who I was vibing with. I wasn't even trying to do that, especially after that point.
Right.
I didn't even really talk to Aaron that much because of that. I was like, bro, if this is what the stars are doing in the league.
Oh, so
I'm not
because
even-
of Clay, it turned you off to Aaron.
Well, not turn me off, but it just made me more reluctant to approach him and to do certain things, you know, where I was like, I'll speak when I'm spoken to. Let me just show them I'm locked in. Maybe that's what they're looking for. I'm like maybe the rookie that's talking too much already, like just in my head thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
And it took some time. I think I had to make a few plays. And then Clay, I think the first time we spoke, we were sitting at the table together and he joined that table. And it was some other guy. I think Aaron was there, maybe Cobby.
Clay saw the powers at B, so he wanted to sit
He
at the
sat
table
down.
with the big
He
dogs.
was like, yeah, I'll sit there. If they're gonna sit with him, I'll sit with him.
Yeah. Wow.
So he sat down. He sat down and
Clay is pulling his fucking teeth out right now listening to this clip.
But like I said, the more I got to know him, and I think like I brought up the whole old NFL because that was kind of like just the way things were at that point. Like not everybody was like that, but like even like BJ Raji, who's like one of the nicest dudes in the world. Like we're walking down the hall, and it's not like he was like, "Yo, what up, BJ Raji?" Like, you know, he's minding his business, and then
Right.
you know, if organically the opportunity presented itself for us to have a, you know, chop it up or whatever, then that would happen. But I wasn't like, especially I'm with Julius Peppers. This is my rookie team: Julius Peppers, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, TJ Lang, Josh Sitton, Dave Bakhtiari, and he was still a young cat at that point. He was
Yes,
like
this
a
is year
year
2,
older
right?
than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he was, you know,
Brian Balaga.
Brian Balaga.
Yeah.
And Brian was an asshole. He might
No
have been
doubt
the
about
biggest
it.
asshole at that point. Brian's
Yeah.
who I love the most though, out of all of them
Why?
at this point. I don't know. It's just like we connected, like doing all the derbies that we do with Aaron.
Mhm.
Every year we started going to Derby a lot. We were in the same house.
Oh, so this is a take time thing.
Yeah, it took time for sure.
Because I remember training at IMG in Bradenton, Florida, and that's where Balaga would go.
Yeah.
And I remember just being around him. He was so grumpy the whole time. And everyone just
he's
gave
a
me like, hey,
grumpy
that's
dude.
how Balaga is. But I remember thinking to myself, like, he's an offensive lineman. I'm an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
If this is what it's like, bro, I'm fucked. Like this is I'm not going to fit it in any room.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
You strike me as a guy that didn't handle rookie hazing very well.
Me?
Yeah.
No. And I didn't really get hazed, but it was more like
It was a respect
it was a
thing.
lot of duties, but I did everything. Like I was a dude that was like, I'm not gonna look like I'm worried about looking like a pussy or something because I
Yeah.
just didn't look at it like that. I'm like, I'm a rookie coming in, like whatever these dudes know. If we want to fight, we can do that. Like
That's so funny.
I don't
dude.
got a problem with
That's
that.
that's a textbook wide receiver. I feel like every year on the Titans, like
Yeah.
the offensive lineman be like, "Yo, I'll do what I have to," and then the wide receivers like, "Man, don't fuck around when it comes to the dinner.
Yeah.
Like, don't spend too much money.
Yeah.
Don't touch my hair. And if you guys want to box, we can box."
Well, I
And it
didn't
was
have
always
hair.
Like this Rolodex of like,
My rookie
Jesus
year,
Christ,
I
what's
had
happening?
a fade at that point still, so I wasn't really too worried. They could have cut it if they wanted it, but if I would have had dreads, it would have been a no go.
Yeah.
But they did. This is where I realized that Green Bay wasn't really like a hazing place. Jordy, and then I ended up taking over this, but Jordy had me, you know, they take you to like the one steakhouse in Green Bay, and we go there and basically have them bring you a bill. We eat or whatever, and they have you bring your bill. They bring out like a bunch of wine bottles, alcohol and stuff, and sit it next to Jordy and Randall. And I'm like, knowing that this is my rookie dinner, I'm like, what is going on? And then they go, well, we're all good. You can grab the tab. So they go make a fake tab of like 25 grand.
Yes.
And bring it out. And it's like all these expensive bottles, those are limited, whatever. And their bottles they're about to put back. So I have no idea. I'm thinking I'm paying for this. And they got fake to-go plates and stuff for their families, like trays and shit they're bringing out. So I'm like, bruh, come on.
And bro, you're a rookie and this is pre-NIL. So you're probably calling the bank being like, hey, I need to
call my financial advisor.
Yes.
I'm texting them. I'm like, y'all are funny. I'm like, bro, please move some money to my checking right now. Because
right now.
Like, is the signing bonus hit yet? Like, bro, we about to be in trouble. 25K. I'm like, bro, I never even spent. I don't think I'd spent $8,000 at one time at that point yet.
No shot.
No.
Yeah.
So
I remember Panini gave me $10,000 to sign like 3,000 signatures, and I was like, buddy, I fucking made it. I made it, bro.
I'm telling you, it's nothing better than the Panini and Tops right out. That was our NIL. I feel like the feeling of.
But it's like the minute you get out. Well, you were at Fresno. I was at. Neither one of us were in the SEC. Yeah. Because I know some dudes.
No, they were getting into those envelopes.
Oh yeah, those envelopes are crazy. I heard a rumor about Stafford. He's not coming on the show, but you should ask him this. I heard a rumor that his junior year, he ended up leaving, but there was $500,000 in his mailbox in Athens, Georgia, for him to stay for one more year, and he ended up leaving anyway.
And I heard that from cash. He kept it.
No, I think he just left it there.
He left it.
That's what I heard. That's from another Georgia Bulldog told me that, and I would love to get some confirmation on that.
I'll see what's up with that. He'll tell me.
Yeah, I feel like enough
crazy.
time. Like there's
That's
statute of limitations.
Yeah.
When did you said I've never spent more than $8,000 at that point? When did you feel comfortable? Like you're wearing a nice watch. I see the bracelet. Like you have nice things now.
Yeah.
When did you officially feel comfortable in the idea of like I'm gonna treat myself a little bit?
Well, brother, I made $200 million now.
I don't know. Clay Matthews is now on the podcast.
That's why you see this.
Yeah.
And I'm a little more comfortable now doing it than what I was then. And I don't think that I'm like, I still now, if I go like get myself a new watch or something like that, like I still cringe doing that. Like I don't like seeing that much money leave, but it depends on what it's spent on. Like if it's a timepiece like this chocolate Patek Philippe Aquanaut, let you know. But if I wanted to go sell this right now, I'm making money right now.
Right, that's an investment on your wrist.
Exactly. So I've come to spend more money when it's money in the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I still am I've spent maybe 1% of the money that I've made in the league. Like I've spent it. I've saved everything. You know what I mean? I don't spend a lot of money. I make enough. I've been blessed to play receiver, which you bring in some stuff off the field.
You get broke off, yeah.
And I've been able to kind of just stack. So that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable when I decide to do something.
What's the biggest thing you spent money on that you're like, I shouldn't have fucking done that? That's not the move. I'll tell you, 2014, I bought a house. Entourage, this is when Entourage is heavy.
Yeah.
And so I had like 3 or 4 of my buddies from high school like come live with me.
Yeah.
So I bought a house that was like on a hill for like, it was like $500,000. It wasn't like crazy.
Yeah.
But when I sold it, I think I sold it for like $350 because the house was clearly not worth $500. I was just wanted a big enough house.
Yeah.
And it was a piece of shit. And I remember just going to be like, how dumb was I to buy this and then do that and just lose $150,000 on it?
Yeah. I'm a pretty calculated dude. Like I don't make a lot of rash decisions when it comes to spending money, especially like big amounts of money. But I'll probably have to say one of my cars that I got, which wasn't even near like the more expensive. I just think that I was not as vetted with cars as I thought I did at that moment. So
it was an old school.
No, it was a Maserati Gran Turismo, and I just feel like it wasn't what I thought it was. Like in my mind, I know about Mazis the whole time, and then when I got it, it was just so underwhelming. And my agent had bought me a Panamera when I got out. Like when I got drafted. So that's what I traded the Panamera for that. And I felt like it was like the worst decision I made. So I ended up still having to pay a little bit more for it because of it was a new one and all of that. And then I got rid of it after a year. So I feel like that was the bad decision, but there hasn't been too many of them, thank God.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been really good with your money. Less than 1%.
Yeah. Well,
you traded in a vehicle to get another one. You're like, that was a bad idea.
Yeah. My financial advisor is like the most strict person, like more strict than my parents were on me. Like, so when I was coming out, when I was like young in the league, like it was like, he would talk to me like my dad. Like he'd be like, so you want to live like a king right now, and then what are you going to do for the rest of your life or your
Yeah.
career? Like, you're just going to do everything right out the gate. You want to have the Bentley, the Maserati, all that stuff, and then, you know, what are you going to do when you're 45? Like, you're going to need a helicopter or a plane to satisfy.
There's always a new bar
exactly
to be set. And also think about a Bentley in Green Bay.
No,
That's
it was
the
for
most
the off
ridiculous-
season. It was for the
yeah,
off
okay,
season. I didn't.
fair enough.
I was driving Cherokees, the car dealership cars.
Yeah,
while I was
whatever
out
they
there.
would just give you as a lease for
Exactly.
that 6 months.
Yeah, go sign some stuff for hour and a half, and they give you a car for the season.
The ultimate hack.
Exactly.
God, to be a wide receiver, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I think the most I think a Verizon thing I got like $2,500, and I was like, oh fuck yeah.
Hey,
Titans market, you kidding me? I'm killing it out here.
$2,500 richer than you were.
That's right.
You know?
We'll take it. We one last question. Is
Put a dent in that $500K you lost on the
Yeah. Three. Yeah, I was going to try to do the math there, but it's 350, 250.
Yeah.
Leave that yet to the advisor. Let them handle that.
Yeah.
Most important question. So I need you to lock in with me here for a second. All right.
I'm there, I'm ready.
This is the Bud Light question.
Okay.
We all know that anybody would do anything for an ice cold Bud Light. Clearly.
Mhm.
What is something that you would do anything for? Can't say family.
Damn.
I know. And if you need some references, I feel like that's been the easiest way to get the brainstorm going.
Yeah, that would help.
Brock Bowers, he says steak dinner. Super simple, right? Steve
That's
Ranella,
the
who's a
most-
hunter, he says, I'd love to go back in time to see the dinosaurs. Trent McDuffie had a
Wow.
great one just now and said, I'd love to go to space.
Okay. Well, that's my thing. I'm a big astronomy guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So me and Trent are headed in a spaceship.
I mean, bro, I just was with Michael Strahan a couple weeks ago, and he actually went to space. I don't know if you know, it's like something that he was able to do. So I'm working with him to try to get on the same voyage.
On a voyage is crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that they were doing before the submarine broke about the Titanic stuff? It's the opposite of space, but it's still like it was like $250,000 to go see the Titanic. And then there's
I can go on Netflix and watch that. I don't need to
You're not trying to go in the water?
No, sir.
Fair enough.
What are we doing in there? That's monster soup. We don't need to be.
Oh, do you believe in monsters?
Bro.
Do you believe in deep sea monsters?
Yes.
You believe in the mega?
I mean, I don't believe in the legends, but I believe in. I mean, what's a monster? A monster is what I think it is, and there's definitely some monstrous creatures down there.
A monster is what you think it is. What do you think a monster is?
I mean, there's shit down there. If we've only explored 5%, or what is it, 5%
I think
of the ocean?
I think it's between 1 and 5.
It's something like that.
The phrase of "we know more about space than we do know about the ocean" is kind of the thing that I hang my hat on. Like, that's fucking terrifying.
It's crazy, and I wish I could quote it right now. But there's this guy who's like a big time, what is it, astrophysicist? I don't know what the title is, but he's like, you probably seen him at some point on social media. He's like an older black dude with a thick mustache, and like a little
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully he's not full of shit, because I've been listening to what he.
I feel like everything he says is right.
Okay.
I'm with you on that.
Good,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So he's spoken about, like, if you were to, I'm gonna find it. I don't want to butcher it and look dumb on it.
But it has to do with the ocean, or has to do with space?
Just telling you how much of space, how much of the. I'll find it. I'm starting to lose it right now.
That's
I'm
all right.
Losing it worse.
It's been a long day, dude. You had a really chill day.
I did.
But it's okay.
I don't have an excuse. But I saw it a while ago. But basically, it was something to do with like scooping up a certain amount of water out of the ocean. If you did that, like something having to do with the amount of water in there is like, I need to just get my phone.
We can just look it up. We can cut all of this.
Yeah, we should.
Try to look it up real quick.
Yeah, and if I don't find it, I'm not gonna be happy right now.
Well, we can clearly cut all this out of the pod.
Yeah.
The idea of like space and the ocean, it's just fascinating.
I'm on TikTok now. Huh? Let me see.
Scooping up some water, looking at the cup, and claiming they're oil.
Yes, I think that's it. Is that text, or is that a video?
This is just text. Neil deGrasse Tyson said that claiming there is no alien life in the universe based on our limited searches is like scooping up some water, looking at the cup, and claiming there are no whales in the ocean.
Because
awesome.
He was saying, like, yeah, if you make the ocean like space and you go in there, because it was less about the monsters and stuff. It was more about talking about aliens, and they were saying like talking about extraterrestrial. Yeah, exactly. Which is just up there. That's what they're down there.
Yeah,
it's just ETs down in.
I know
the
they're
water.
saying now that like aliens live among us. Like there's multiple different kinds, and there's like people
here.
Yeah, allegedly. I'm 45% sure Myles Garrett's one of them.
I swear to God, I was about to just say
Bro.
that. Bro, we right here.
How
right
are you
now.
built like? Yeah, we kind of are in
just,
flow state. The two of us, dude. We kind of are.
Yeah.
But you look at cats like that, and you're like, bro, we are not the same.
No,
like,
it's, yeah.
Yeah, there's another cat there.
Yeah.
So you fully believe in aliens?
I believe in life out there. I don't know aliens like with the big eyes and the bald head,
Yeah,
but
no, I feel you.
but yeah, there's definitely something else going on out there.
What about ghosts?
Ghosts?
This podcast can end whenever, by the way.
Bro,
I'm actually just really curious.
I'm not big on ghosts.
Like you're not big on the idea of ghosts being around you, or you don't believe ghosts at all exist?
It's hard to say because I think that there are some spirits, but I don't see it like something like as something that people can see, or like a door closes or something like, or or I spoke to whoever.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily see that.
Like what is those people called? They're like holy mediums that can like speak to the afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't tell me, dude, you're not sitting in your beautiful mansion in somewhere in LA, and at night you're going to bed, you close your eyes and you hear like a creak down the hall. A piece of you doesn't go, fuck.
No, I immediately think it's somebody I need to go shoot. Yeah,
so my brain always goes to like, you like scary movies or no?
I love them.
Oh, you do?
I love scary movies.
Like The Conjuring and
but
Paranormal
that's why
Activity?
I can do all those, but they honestly don't do as much for me. The movies that really scare me is like all the shit where it's like the babysitter's at home, looking after the house, and there's somebody in the house and you're hearing noises, but it's a real person in there.
See,
like something like that scares me more than like ghouls and like demons and stuff.
Ghouls,
like
goblins,
that.
and specters ripping around.
Yeah, those
Dude,
don't do anything.
I'm the exact opposite. Because to me, it's like, okay, if there's no human in the house,
Yeah.
either they're going to get me right away when I'm laying in bed.
Mhm.
It's over. Like now everything's gone to black, just like The Sopranos.
Yeah.
But if I know he's there, like I got a fighting chance. I see my wife or my daughters getting tugged around by their hair and I can't see the thing.
Yeah.
We got a whole bag of issues. I can't fix these things.
I'm 100,000% with you, but where have we seen that?
In The Conjuring.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
You
the
need to
idea
go-
of it's
You need to go
spooky.
watch like History Channel stuff, like
Yeah.
the cable type of TV shows, like
But I'm
Ghost Adventures.
I'm such a skeptic, bro. My wife hates me for it. Like everything she shows me, like
Mhm.
especially if she believes in it, like she's like the biggest confirmation bias person like ever. Like she's
Yeah.
a big conspiracy
We get
person.
along.
And I'm like, where's the video?
Yeah.
Like I
And
need
even the video you see, it's like AI.
Yeah, it could be AI.
Yeah.
Like can we authenticate this somehow? Like I
Yeah.
need to know that this is like real. And she's like, but look at she's like irritated. I'm like, there's not enough facts there. Like
Right.
I'm glad you're not like on a jury somewhere. Like you just you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I need evidence. Like I feel like if I was like sitting there, like if I was doing jury duty, like I'd be sitting there like really locked in, taking notes on everything. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, look at this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's what my wife would do. She'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, he looks like a raper. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's not how I move. I gotta.
You need
know
to get down to the
Yeah.
You're like, let's see the body cam footage
No,
before we
I'll
start
follow
making
you
any-
around if you got the vibe, but I'm not gonna call the police until I know.
right
You know
until
what I mean?
you know, like, but by that time sometimes it's too late.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you like? Have you ever done jury duty?
I haven't. And
Would you ever like to?
It wouldn't work with my schedule.
What if it's like a February murder case takes place?
After February 15th, sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
February 17th, they call you in for jury duty. Are you a type of guy to be like, I got to get out of this?
We got the parade.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Scheduling purposes are
Yeah.
just terrible, dude. Maybe when you retire.
March 1st. March 1st. If it's a quick one, then maybe. In theory, I would love to because it's weird, but like those are like my favorite shows. Like like the murder mysteries.
Yeah.
It would be a weird. Like it almost sounds weird me saying I would be like excited about it because you never want that to be like a thing.
You're
like,
excited to get out
happening.
of the bottom of what's going on.
Yeah, but I would feel like I got a responsibility here.
Yeah.
and I would go about it responsibly and not just like I said point fingers and do whatever. But I do like those are my favorite shows on Netflix. It's like the murder docs and like stuff like that, like all the true crime and stuff like that. So hopefully they don't judge me out there for it. But
No, they
those
won't.
are-
There's no doubt. No one watches. Your wife, though, I feel like you would do a great job of like, hey, what you see and hear during this, you're not supposed to talk about. You have to keep it to yourself. Jurors shouldn't talk to anybody.
Correct.
And you'd come home and your wife would be like, tell me everything. I feel like you would take it upon yourself
I would have to
to
stay.
not say a word.
I would have to stay distance from her.
Yeah.
If
Get a
she was
hotel.
there, yeah, because she would get mad at me.
For real?
Like she would be like, "Real? That's fucked up."
Dude, my wife is the same way.
Yeah, she
like
would
she's got to
not be
know.
cool with
Like
that,
if she
yeah.
knows something if she knows I know something, and I'm not telling her. She's like, "Why are you doing this?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, "Honey, it's none of our business." She's like,
Right.
"You need to tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Spill the tea."
I couldn't be like work for the Secret Service or something because that would kill her.
Yeah.
Every day. Just come home. Hey, how you doing? How was
Exactly.
work?
Like some of the things I say I do are confidential. She's like, "I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I need to know everything that's going on."
Like, I'm not telling nobody. It's like, but I don't know. I can't tell you.
I love that, dude. We got a Bud. You answered the Bud Light question. Go to space, correct? You, Jeff Bezos. What's that? He's already working on going to space. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like you're gonna fulfill your Bud Light question,
Bro.
Within a year, do you think you'll be in space?
I mean, honestly, it's less. That's not really in my control. If I'm able to do this, whatever it would take to do it, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
So just as long as, but they do say like you might die.
Oh, for real?
Like you could.
Well, I guess you could. Yeah, that's kind of that was kind of weird for me to be shocked
like,
about.
Really? No, yeah.
You can go to space and die? That's insane.
Yeah, we're leaving orbit. So,
yeah.
That's not.
Do you leave orbit or do you get like to like a certain range?
I think it's a certain range. I don't think you're actually like looking down at Earth.
Yeah.
But you like technically are out of like the stratosphere, the mesosphere, and like all the spheres.
What an opportunity it is for you to just put it in the flat earther's face when you get up there and be able to see the bending, the circular Earth we have.
I might just flip it and come back and say it's flat.
Bro, that would be the ultimate troll job.
I'm with y'all. I didn't believe it. It's flat.
That is awesome. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I know we're way over the time, but appreciate you taking it. I know camp, everyone wants to do their thing, stay in their zone. So for you to take a little bit of time with us has been awesome, dude. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah,
man. Yep.
absolutely. Let's give a round of applause to Davante Adams, man. That was incredible. Absolutely incredible.